No, they didn't. I mean, they just sent me a password reset link. So it's just based off of my email address.
But was it the same email just as before, or did you say, "Oh, here's
Yeah,
my"?
same as before.
It kind of makes sense, right? If they know that the compromise was people's emails were suddenly changed.
Yeah.
That's assuming that they kept your previous email address. If they
Yeah.
flushed that out, then it's like, how do you
Yeah.
yeah, let's go to the
That's true.
archives.
I mean, it's true they didn't actually ask for my two-factor. So if someone had hacked me recently, then the hacker would have gotten access. Hack my email address.
What was your first tweet after that?
You can read it.
Send me some Litecoin.
Jason, you in New York as well?
Always me and you, hey Luke.
It is.
I actually spent the first 10 weeks
Get a jack.
spent the first 10 weeks in
Or
two.
better kick it. I got a call. You probably value bad me here, haven't you?
No, you got me. Open-ended straight. I was looking for the whole time.
Do you know what? Like, because it was 1:30, I was like, oh, I've lost this.
You're happy to throw away 130?
Well, like 1:30, I'm like, no, it's almost like I thought about it a lot. If you put like 400 in, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's got it. Do you know that's like that tricky like number where you think you're behind?
Yeah, I thought I could rep a jack.
Well, once the jack came out, it's harder to rep a jack.
I know. I bet the jack. I was hoping for anything other than that. Ace.
I had a 9 with a smaller kicker and folded.
Spot a boom.
That's me. In that case, you're like, okay, I'll call him.
What happened to Ed?
Jason, that's you and Machine X?
Yeah, I
Jason.
actually tried to create an account. I created me and Machine X, which is my name pretty much everywhere, like Discord, like everywhere, for 10 years. And I created me and Machine X, it was fine. But I wrote my email with a .om, and you can't undo that. So I X'd myself out of my own username forever, which really was just sad. That's never happened before to me. So no one will ever claim that. Yeah. It's horrible. Have you guys, is this the best site that you've like settled on over time? When I used to play first coronavirus, all the online, just so many horrible choices and for different reasons, it's just unfortunate. It's pretty straightforward and nice.
Yeah, what's good with this one is you can customize the private game any way you want. Password, whatever blinds. There's no rake. It's all play chips, and then of course they just manage the Bitcoin off the site. But
I mean, it is all play chips tonight anyway, right?
Yeah.
it sure is, right? Tendies is up, so like fuck.
We could play for tendies.
Fucking colors.
So Luke, we're live, right?
Yeah, we're live from about 5 minutes ago.
Great. So let me, guys, I'm just gonna put the tweet in the chat. If you guys can retweet it, we'll get some people to watch the game. I just put it in the Zoom chat here.
Still away, Spider.
Yep.
And
What'd you say, Pete?
Still away.
Well, did you check that statistic thing, Pete?
No, I'm just saying. What I can tell you now is my balance is 431, right? See, my balance is four. Like, see, I'm got
I
one
see
four
it,
three
yeah,
coins.
yeah.
My balance is 431, right?
What do you mean?
So whatever my final balance was, that 1,000 at the
1,000.
start doesn't count.
I feel you. Good to know.
But what I don't know is when you add, if it takes that from your net chips. Luke, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you get your? Do you know how to get your stats up?
I can, but I can't do it right now.
No. In the poker game.
I'm with you. The only way to do that is for me to move this table, which is on my other screen, and then the stream. See what I mean? I can do it after, yeah.
No, someone else could do it. Charlie, oh no, you're in a hand.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you know how to get your stats up on the screen?
Yeah, you just hover over the.
Yeah, can you get
like,
your
the top
stats up?
thing. Yeah.
So we'll wait till the end of the hand. Oh shit, it's me. We'll wait till the end of the hand and someone can do it.
Peter, what do you need? What do you need?
Yeah, what do you need?
We're trying to figure something out, like, because I had my final balance last week. But we'll do it once. We'll do it when someone's not in the
The
hand.
stats, right? The stats says net chips. Is that the question you have?
Yeah. How many chips you got, Bobby?
So on the table,
I can't do it with you because you're above 1,000. Give me a second. We'll have a look in a second.
yeah, I'm above 1,000.
Damn, I could have started.
What are you looking for?
Can't do it with you, Charlie. Hold on.
You can't steal it from me.
I can do it with Ari. See if Ari.
Oh, you can't do it with me now because you're trying to see
you're
if.
over 1,000. I'm trying to see if you when you add chips, what it does, if it does anything to your net chips.
No, it doesn't. Right? Net chips is just how much money you're up or down.
Yeah, but if you're adding chips,
Does it say negative?
so say
Well,
if you add 100, that should take your net chips down by 100, right?
That's a good
What?
point.
Yes, and I don't know if it does that, and it just affects my balance. From
No,
last
I
time.
don't think it does that because you haven't lost that money yet. Right. It's as if you started the table with 2,000 chips instead of 1,000. Your net chips should still be 0 if you start the game with 2,000 chips.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you add on.
It's the same thing, right?
Well, yes and no, because then your net chips is different because
How your balance has
my net.
changed.
Yeah, because your balance has changed.
Yeah, but like I said, it's as if you started the game with an immediate add-on of 1,000. Right. If you started the game with 2,000, your net chips should still be 0.
You can figure it out. Luke, you're out of this hand. Oh no, you can't do it. Ari,
I can't do it no matter what.
Ari,
Yeah.
can you get your stats up? Can you just click menu?
Just hover over total.
Okay.
And
I'm doing it.
then click on. You got stats up.
So hovering, I had it up.
If you click
I
on
click
menu, and then
statistics.
yeah. What does it say your net chips are?
Clicking on statistics, nothing happened. But let me see if it's because my window is minimized.
Yeah, it's the window. You gotta
Yep.
just-
Okay. Net chips negative 120.
All right. Can you do me a favor?
Mhm.
Can you just add 10 chips and then see what we want to see what happens?
I'm going to take the opportunity to get back to 1,000 since
Right.
I'm having annoying Chris anyway.
But just see just once it's done, see what it does to your net chips.
Yep. Okay. Up to maximum. Okay, so I just added 125. Now let's look at statistics. Net chips did not change. Still negative 120.
Is it top? Okay, that's interesting.
Why is it not negative 125? That's the question.
That I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
Right.
And I really hit a flush is the question. Yep, this is gonna be the fastest buy-in again for me.
I'll put a note in
Whoa.
the
Right.
Telegram.
For going 3
Yeah.
ways.
Well, I got a call unless someone's beating my flush.
Oh, I do have the flush. Fuck you. Fuck.
Peter's like,
And a straight and then two pair. Wow, I got out of that one.
I assumed somebody had a
Wow,
bit of
you're
flush.
straight got there
Funny.
too, Namdar. That's messed up.
I know you got a straight. I mean, it's a
Chris flying back in. Where do I put it? I put it in the chat here.
Who's
In
coinest?
the Zoom chat. In the Zoom
Luke,
chat.
you should have voted that one.
I know I should have
You
folded
would
that
like
one,
that.
but I feel like Peters doesn't slow roll the flush there, and he did.
Good move, Peter.
Okay.
Hard for the course lately.
Sorry, Luke. No.
wow. You guys.
You know what? Just how things are going right now.
Peter wasted no time and again taking the lead.
Usually don't.
If no one beats my flush here, you got the second nut flush.
I know, but like when two people are in, you assume one's got a flush, so someone got a better one.
That hurt. I just lost like 2,000 tendies.
Wait, at what time of day today? Are you sure it was 10,000 10Bs?
I don't know what they're right now. But...
Folded, Chris.
Hmm.
Oh, if you got a flush, this is gonna suck. You got a flush, is gonna suck. Ah, you did.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, it did. I couldn't get out of that.
Good flush.
Yeah,
Good re-raise there, Charlie.
Like on the flop?
Yeah, you don't re-raise that. I'm a lot more nervous. I did not put you on the flush. It's a really, yeah.
Well, to his credit, he had top pair as well, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but like, I think that's a good re.
That was a great raise. It's perfect raise, actually. I had pocket eights. That's what I folded. It was
See,
nice.
I'd like to. If you made trip eights there,
I know, it would have been a disaster.
you made shit.
Peter's being sneaky. Flop the set.
Did.
If you had like gone all in on the flop, that would have been a tough call.
Yeah, you'd have called it top pair. And flush.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still like a big gamble.
But the if you hadn't made the flush, that could have been uncomfortable for you with top pair.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I would have got the flush on the flop. Any action there from you or no?
That's why you don't fold. That's why you can't fold pre-flop. You don't even know what you're gonna have.
I love
I
that.
said garbage.
I love
could-
that. That's what I
could
learned. in
pull the
bowling school.
trigger.
We must have had the
Never-
same.
Never fold pre-flop.
No,
'Cause
you got
never know.
You don't. Yeah, you don't. Might flop quads.
Hey, it's happened. I can attest. It's happened.
Any two cards can flop quads.
Well, not any two cards.
Yeah, any two cards.
Yeah, literally any two.
Yeah. well, not a three, right? I mean, if you have a three, you can't flop quads. Come on. Any cards but a three.
Any two cards can flop a quad. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I do? I just called 100.
Snap called 100.
Wow, you guys are making it tough.
Sorry, there's like a domestic violence situation going on in the apartment next door, so I'm just gonna go. I'll be right back.
What?
The
Wow.
flush gets there against top two.
Holy moly, Luke.
Oh, man.
But
I got out.
This is just devastation here. 20 minutes in.
Oh.
I mean, you only charged him double the pot to draw for it, Luke. You got to bet big.
I know.
he's calling that.
I think it's the right price for him to
Yeah,
call
if
it
you-
either
if
way.
you
even
would've
if I
raised
bet
up-
big.
That
No,
is
I'm
cool.
kidding.
Luke, Luke, there is no shame in deleting that tweet you put out about me, by the way, 5 minutes ago.
That tweet will stay. We're 20 minutes into the session here.
What did you say?
Come watch me take Peter's money.
Oh boy.
There's no shame in deleting that. Luke.
We've got a long session ahead. Look, if Chicken Tendy coin can go 10x, I could make back 2 buy-ins.
Agreed.
That's the spirit.
What
You
is
only
this
went
chicken
500, by the
10D
way.
coin?
What's that?
You only went up to 500, Luke.
Oh shit.
Chicken Tendi is a token that had $3 million in volume today on Uniswap that was born out of 4chan, and that is pretty much like a meme coin about chickens, and you get like burned chickens every day and like a bunch of.
I respect that more than almost any other coin.
I mean, it's a lot more functional than Doge.
Tell us, Dave. Pitch us. Give us the shill. Let's hear it.
I'm not a chiller. So. I'm just
So
a
how's it more functional than Dogecoin?
You get to burn chickens.
There's a website where you can press a button and you can grill some of the chicken, reducing the supply.
They could sell it to a chicken like Nando's or something.
Charlie, I can't believe you don't know about this. You're like Mr. Chicken.
Yeah, you're like, is this still a secret project, Charlie?
Yeah, no, is this really? This is what you've been doing the last 2 weeks? Getting ready to launch tendies?
Fucking hell.
Ridiculous.
You bought yourself a card there, cheeky.
So what's a commentary on the crypto prices tonight? How's everyone seeing things?
It was a big week, so it was a lot of action. I'm interested to get everyone's opinion as well.
I
Where do you
we
think we go
all-time
from here?
highs.
All-time high this year, Pete? Is that what you said?
I think so. After the GDP figures today, there's like only one answer, which is print more money. And I think what's happening with gold prices and Bitcoin, I think.
Yeah,
I don't
gold
know.
is gold. What's gold at? Gold is up.
Is it
Gold
over
is
2,000?
No, still was around 1950, I think.
1959. 1959.
It's been grinding higher, but you know it's up like what 5% over the last few weeks or month. Not that exciting. Silver had some bigger moves, but today it was down like I think 4% or something. I'll give my my current outlook. Very humbly offered, and might change my mind on a dime. So not a prediction, but my current outlook. I think Bitcoin started bear market December 2018 or bull market 2018. Black Thursday was the retest, and now we're in the middle part of a bull market that'll probably last another couple years. Yeah, a much slower cycle than in the past because it's a more mature asset. Short term, funding rates are really high. Futures curve's pretty aggressive. Open interest is high, so wouldn't be surprised to see a violent down wick to shake people out. But I'd be buying that super aggressively. So I think we're in the middle of a bull run, but really short term, people are definitely betting that way.
Wants to make YFI 3 with me tomorrow morning. No one?
Who wants to what?
Make YFI 3 with me.
What does that mean?
So instead of 2 eyes or 1 eye, there's YF 3 eye. The
got
next one, obviously. Yeah. Okay.
The next iteration.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about chicken 10D with 3 eyes? How about that?
Oh my god. Oof.
Look at our hands.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna bet that Spada.
Hey, this game might not go 3 hours. Peter's just a vacuum sucking up the money here. This might just be an empty table in another 30 minutes.
I hate that ace was bad for me at that.
How's it bad for you?
Because they both had overpairs on the 2 and the 3 on the board. So unless I got a 10, they fancying their chances, especially Spada.
But you can easily play someone on a diamond. Like if anything, you'd get more action there because someone's diamond hit like a 10.
I thought you were just going to try and steal it. You took your time there.
There was nothing to steal. You guys called 2 bets. Like I obviously put you guys on something.
Yeah. Still, thought you might.
I put one of you guys on the flush. Dave, I didn't obviously put him on 6s because I had 6s, but
You'd have the fuzz.
Ed.
What's up? Sorry I'm late, guys.
Yo, Ed.
What's up?
Yo.
You missed a ton. Peter bought in like 4 times, so don't.
Yeah, I bought in 4 times. You know they're talking shit, Ed. You know. You know what goes on when you arrive.
Peter short bought for 500. We know that.
I haven't bought anything yet.
We haven't done a family pot actually. We'll do that now that Ed's here. Next hand, we'll do a $20 family pot, and then action will start on the flop.
Luke's rebought 16 times.
16. Maybe by the end of the night, we'll see.
So what was the consensus around price prediction? The next, I think you should split it 3 and 6.
Whoa,
So
that is a big raise. I wanted to play that hand. Oh, wait, so what's the question? Price prediction, how far out?
I was saying, like, we heard your thought process.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested to hear a few others as well.
Yeah.
Dave, well, Bobby's in the hand, but Dave, what do you think's happening in the next 3 months?
We got some traders here.
Like, I think we're stuck more watching what happens in the broader markets. Like, if we continue grind higher, like I think I said this last time we played, that like global macro matters more than ever for the time being. And I think if we sell off in the public markets, Bitcoin will take another hit. So I'm not ready to just call it going straight to 20K. The level also that I think is more important than most people realize, it's not really 20K I'm watching out for. I'm watching out for like 14, 15K. Because if you look at the period when we did break out to 20K, those couple month periods, really like the average price over that was about 14 to 15K over that 3 months. So I consider that the ultimate high.
Didn't we have that in like February last year as well? Whenever Bitcoin 2019 was on, we hit like 14, didn't we?
I think it was 13 to 14. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a sell off there, didn't we? After that.
Yeah, that peaked at 13.7, 13.8.
I'm just dumbfounded that, and I'm starting to believe, and Luke and I were talking about this, Dave, you and I talked about this, like, is the Fed just going to keep printing? And if they are, they're just going to keep propping up the markets. It's like, can that last for longer than a year, 6 months, even, never mind a year?
They have zero other choice.
The alternative is terrible.
Hey guys, I just want to show you what my little dinner snack is. Got some tendies going on here.
Oh my Lord. Chicken tendies.
These are vegan tendies.
That's awesome.
You are the chill king.
That's a promising fork.
Yeah, I think I was going to say.
Vegan tendies.
Yeah, there should be 3 tendies on Uniswap tomorrow, just so people don't know what's really going on.
But next hand will be a family pot of 20. Okay? Next hand.
All right.
Family pot of 20?
Yeah, we'll do 20 pre-flop, and then we'll let the cards start playing.
Sounds good.
Ed, are you on Telegram?
I am.
What is your
My handle? Let me see.
If you say it right now, there's a couple hundred people that will also hear it.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll put mine in the chat, and can you just ping me?
I'll message
Just
you.
put it in the chat here on Zoom.
Yeah, I've just done it. If you can just ping me.
All right, I'll do that.
What do you guys think is going to happen first? Do you think that Bitcoin's going to take off and suck a lot of the money out of the alt market, specifically the DeFi market? Do you think, I'll give you 3 options. Do you think we're going to have a big smart contract breach on one of the DeFi platforms? Or the third option is the DeFi platforms find themselves in this massive liquidation state because of the over leverage and all the movement and maybe some of the alt prices or whatever, and people get liquidated like crazy. Which one of the 3 do you think is going to happen?
Nice hand, Bobby.
Yes, indeed.
Very nice.
How was you getting call?
I mean, Chris, I think there's definitely going to be another breach. That's like inevitable. It's just when.
But
That's what I'm saying. What's going to happen first? That's what I'm
Oh,
asking.
shit, we forgot to do the family pot.
I don't think that affects the market too much, though. I don't know about the other ones.
Yeah, we missed the family pot.
Okay,
We'll
next.
do it next.
We do not have a great hit rate of remembering.
Okay, I'm gonna take ownership. There. I'll make sure to announce it before the hand.
Oh, Chris, you should straddle for the next hand, right? And then we'll.
I have it straddled, yeah. The straddle is always on, Charlie. Always on. Ed, what do you think's going to happen in that scenario?
In which scenario?
Mass liquidations on money markets, DeFi money markets. Bitcoin explodes, sucks all the money out of the alts, or there's a breach in the smart contracts.
I don't know. I have to think about it. Sorry, I don't have a better answer. I haven't been as involved in DeFi as I probably should be to wrap my head around what I think is going to happen.
I'll say my thought is there's just so much attention and there's so many people trying to break these things that we're going to have a big breach first. I think that's going to be the big one. That's what I think is going to happen.
You guys like those flash loans where like people mint some fake ETH for 1 block and then, you know, pre-write some inter DeFi protocol abuse and make like, you know, 10 grand off of $100 in transaction fees? It's just beautiful, right? Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Okay, family pot 20. Call 20,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Call 20, everybody.
family pot when someone is like on big blind when they're short stack. That's just not.
What's up, Jason? I just noticed you over there, man.
Yeah, fuck you, Ed. How are you? Long time no see, buddy.
Yeah.
Wheel says hi.
All right, the action started now.
Yes, it has.
okay. Nope.
Oh, come on. That was just value, Peter.
Well, yeah, but I have to have a hand.
No, you don't.
At Jack 8, I'm not going anywhere with that.
It's a great family pot for you.
I know, right? Lucky there.
So what's top of mind this week? Let me take a look at some of the.
No one else has given a market view at all.
I know, Charlie. What's your market view?
I think we're on the start of the next bull run. I think we're turning around.
How much do you think the equity markets and everything that's going on with the election and stuff is going to affect the ability to really take off?
I don't see why it would affect it. Right. I think Bitcoin is kind of on its own thing. The Fed keeps printing.
You really think it's uncorrelated to the equities?
I don't think it's that correlated. I mean, it's been following it recently, but it's not that correlated. Like, Bitcoin will just make its own move when the time comes, and it won't matter what other things are doing.
I mean, the other thing, there's one of the biggest stories, I think, Chris, from what you sent out, is the possibility of like Plus token. If that selling pressure, if that's been what's kept us down the last couple months, then that could matter more than anything.
Mm.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the Plus token, like, creators got arrested, right?
They did. That was the news out today.
Well, how real do you guys think that is on the effect of the market, right? Because how many billions of dollars was that?
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Yeah, I can
Like
Google it.
100 and something thousand Bitcoin.
How do we know is all the founders? Like,
oh, we don't know, right?
I would assume they would have tons of backstops and other people associated with it. And,
yeah.
You know. But it's a good point, Dave, right? Like, maybe that is what's keeping it back. Because it's, I wouldn't say it's been too bullish, but just because the world's so uncertain. But, if Bitcoin doesn't make major moves in this type of environment with what's happening, like, this is like picture perfect script for what Bitcoin was for, Does anybody have any insight into that plus token situation at all? That's not
Guys,
knowledge?
I promise. It was me.
What's that? Did Jason just confess to running the plus token scam?
Yeah, that was me. That was me. It was on me. I wonder if I'd get more like awesomely famous if we like made that a fake joke for a week, or maybe I'd have like the feds at my door tomorrow. Who knows what they take seriously these days?
Probably both.
Claim you were the Bitfinex hacker too.
A little, yeah. Yep. That was me. And actually, also the DAO. That was me too.
Mm.
You're pretty involved, Jason.
Oh no, actually, the DAO is my dog. I have to let him take a little credit sometimes. I trained him well.
And you wrote the script for the Craig Wright performance art piece
No,
that went on for the last few years?
I try and stay away from true crazy. That's just like bad karma. Yeah. It actually has been amazing to me the last, year is just watching the like sats value of BCH and BSV. I don't really follow those, like any news related to those things, but it's just like for years we had, something reasonable, and it's just gone it's not even like ETH Bitcoin from last time. It's just such a, I don't even know why they feel like they've lost their luster, not just to the main market, but from like any interest among larger crypto community, except for maybe their diehard fans. I just noticed the other day how low they were.
BCH had a meaningful community dev team, support by some really key players. I think a lot went wrong. So like Bitmain had a huge stash and were big supporters, and then Bitmain had their troubles heading into end of 2018 that I think hurt them. The dev team had a lot of infighting, so that probably played a role. I don't know. Like late 2017, I didn't expect BCH to kind of cease to be relevant almost.
I'm BSV, right? Like,
BSV I expected, frankly. Like,
is that just like Craig Wright?
Like this quick though.
I mean, once Craig became a joke, like, yeah.
Was he not a joke? Tell me, Ari, when did you take that guy seriously?
Hey, a lot of people did. Gavin Andreessen was fooled by him, right? And Gavin was the lead maintainer appointed by Satoshi, right? Like, say what you want about Gavin, he was the maintainer of Bitcoin for a while. He was handed the keys by Satoshi, right? It seems like the scam was not quite as obviously a scam in the very beginning.
Did you guys see the latest like drama in the BCH circle about the fixing the drift?
I like story time. Continue.
You guys don't know what I'm talking about? So the leading node implementation, Bitcoin ABC, the developer is suggesting that they should fix the drift of the coin emission schedule. So the fact that BCH has been emitting a lot more coins than it should have, so they want to, over the next like 10 years, increase the block time to like 12 minutes.
12 minutes?
Something like that. Basically increase the block time so that they will they will emit less coin over those periods of time, so that's you're back on schedule.
Wow.
The craziest thing I've heard.
Honestly, it's better, like, exactly. Less crazy would be to just say, all right, for these predefined blocks, here's the reward, then we're back on schedule. Like, like fake block time. I don't know.
What's been the response from the community, Charlie?
It's all
I mean, it's just amazing. If someone suggested that in Bitcoin, they'll be like laughed out of the room and nobody would even talk about it. But in Bitcoin Cash, I think they're just used to like all this crazy stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people, like the fact that the lead kind of maintainer of the lead implementation he basically said he's going to do this. Like, that's it. He's gonna do it. So, so there's a lot of like.
Is that
fights.
Amaury Seychelles,
Yeah,
Charlie? So he's leading that effort.
yeah.
Whatever happened with the insurance fund that was proposed? Do we
What
know?
insurance fund?
They proposed an insurance fund.
It was like a dev fund. It was
Oh
a-
yeah,
a
the
dev
dev
fund.
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was proposed by Amaury also, and I think that got shot down. But I think he still wants to do it. I don't know.
I thought they decided that they would, but I don't know if they had like, you know, Roger's full support. Like there were certain people that stuck their hand. Bitcoin.com said they're not doing it or something. I don't know. You know what I'd like to see this week? What Matt Odell put together for the developers. What was that site, Peter? Bitcoin Dev List.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna pimp it on the show.
Yeah, it's called BitcoinDevList.com, and it's like a couple clicks, and you can fund core developers. On you know, they just have a variety of different ways to fund them in different dollar amounts on their
Good
GitHub.
idea.
It's fantastic.
Peter, how was the show with Brian Armstrong? I haven't had a chance to hear it.
It depends who you are. If you're like a really hardcore Bitcoiner, you might hate it because you want me to go in and stab him in the eye with acid. But I think if you're, you know, trying to have a sensible conversation and get some concessions, I think it was about perfect. Actually, that's very arrogant. I think I did a good job.
Any highlights?
Hold on, I'm going to call you here. I got to call you because I got an ace, but did you make the flush? Make it straight. You got an ace as well. I got a shit kicker.
Got you then.
Yeah.
Rocked.
Any surprises or highlights or disclosures?
I mean, look, I think if like so, John Carvalho had a fucking paddy because I didn't because I said at the very start I'm not going into shitcoins, but my point on shitcoins is like I can debate him on shitcoins and what at the end of the show is Brian Armstrong going, yeah, you know what, Pete was right. Okay, we're going to remove all the shitcoins off our website. That's not going to happen. So all it is a debate. So you know, John can have his little tantrum, but the topics I did cover, we covered S2X and we got apologies and concessions. We discussed dev funding, and he made a commitment to look into funding devs, which I think he'll do. We discussed Coinbase Analytics, and he agreed to allow external review of the code. We discussed Hacking Team, and he apologized and got it wrong. So, like, I picked the battles I thought we can make progress on.
Right. No, that's a good call.
Nothing's going to happen to shitcoins, but the problem is if you're like a super hardcore Bitcoin maxi, what you really want is someone to go in and go, fuck you, you're fucking shit for Bitcoin. And that's why they didn't get the interview, and they won't get the interview. And I'm not a fan of like a lot of what Coinbase has done, but like I know what I'm doing with these interviews.
Dave,
hey, but like who else listened to it? And like be honest, because I don't mind taking criticism. Did anyone listen to it?
Dave, you raised first?
On the to-do list.
I didn't, Kristen.
I raised, Jason.
I'll say this: Coinbase has onboarded more new Bitcoiners than any of the Bitcoin maximalists whining.
Yeah, but the fair
by
point
a factor of 100.
But if you're onboarding people into something terrible, that should be questioned. Or
sure, I'm not saying they're above criticism. I'm not I'm not disagreeing with any of your criticisms. I'm just saying existentially, they were a critical builder of the Bitcoin ecosystem, huge benefit of Bitcoin. So just the idea that they're this like evil empire just makes no sense.
Well, outside of that, my point is that you can have every criticism in the world, but if you're going to interview someone, you have to have a respectful interview. There has to be to and fro. You have to give them
make it productive
and make it productive and try and get somewhere. And all those people criticizing, I've just made 2 points to them. One, they either don't know how to do the interview, or two, because they don't do that as a job, or they do it as a job and they haven't got an interview. They haven't got the interview, and there's a reason for it. And I don't mean it to just be like hypercritical. I'm just saying you have to understand how to conduct one of these interviews. And I'm far from a great interviewer, but what I know is like you got to have this balance. But I knew, like I knew at the very start, I knew the people who weren't going to like it before I put it out there. I knew it. I could have listed them. You could then go on their Twitter and see what they said.
Yeah, but that's a small minority of your listeners who are just very loud. In their words, they're the intolerant minority.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're my favorite because they're the ones like, I listened to your show and it was shit. They keep saying that, and it's like they keep listening. So go fuck themselves.
You know what? Look what the Flack Pump's getting. He announced a few hours ago that Roger's going to be on the show tomorrow for a 2-hour live stream.
But that's slightly different.
Well, it is slightly different, sure. I agree. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you know, you go through that list. I mean that thread. People are like, yo, this is crazy. I'll never watch you again. Blah 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 blah. Like, you got the loud people in the room saying things, you know, because they're diehards, right? But
I hate
still,
those security tests.
Still a micro part of the audience.
They will listen to the show. Every one of those people. The more they hate it, the more they'll listen.
Of course.
They want the drama.
I haven't watched the Brian Armstrong one, but that's on the to-do list, Peter. I genuinely want to watch it. So
I think it's a good one. I don't think I pushed him enough on privacy. I think I did kind of a weak job on that.
What would you have liked to have said or asked?
I just think I didn't push him hard enough on it.
Actions on you, Bobby. There it is, $75.
Get Jack Dorsey on your show, Peter.
Yeah,
I'd like to get Jack Dorsey on. He's on my list.
That one I'd have to get.
Oh, good kicker.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I was beat there, to be honest.
You should have folded.
I'd like Jack Dorsey. I'd really like to interview Mark Andreessen.
Yeah. How come?
I think he could be a very, very important person for Bitcoin, and he wrote something a while back that I thought was very good. And he's one of these people who's got so much money now. Like, how much more does he need to make? But I'd just like to. I think it'd be interesting. Of all of those investors, if you line them up here, and Fred Wilson, and I think he'd be a really interesting one.
P, he quoted something from your show. I tweeted it out. He listens
Mark
to your
Andreessen.
show. I believe so. Didn't he?
Shut the fuck up.
It was your show with man, I'm not going to remember.
In the Backstreet Boys, Pete?
Yeah.
I think when everything's said and done, I think Jack Dorsey might have a bigger impact on Bitcoin than almost anybody.
I agree, and I'd really like to do that interview as well.
Yeah. They got Cash App has 93 million downloads now.
When was this, Luke?
That's wild.
You tweeted at me the day I posted it. He quoted you in his. He writes a morning blog sometimes.
No, you're talking about Fred Wilson.
Ah, shit.
Chris, when it's going to be wild.
Oh, Namdar, what have you got here?
Nothing. What does he ever have? Any?
Got something. I keep having to call things with hands. They're good. Fuck's sake.
He's like Ed without the skill.
Oh man, now I'm in a tough spot. I might actually have the best hand here.
Hey, Jason, I don't have any skills.
I gotta think about this.
Jason, they make fun of me in this game.
The first two hands you came in, you had literally nothing. You were playing your position.
No.
Any chance?
In this game, they know me for Ed farming.
What do you think about Ari? Raise or call?
Ed the Fish, also known as a fish.
Oh man. Okay, I have you beat Peter. I have to you would have raised. Do I have Namdar beat?
You think you have me beat? I've got a really good hand.
Is anyone else here a pro besides Ed?
Namdar's got it probably. Oh no! Whew.
Fuck! I had Namdar beat.
Jason, I probably have the biggest loss rate in this game.
Oh.
Except for maybe some of the broadcasters.
Playing a bunch of crypto degenerates here.
I'm rapidly approaching.
I I've had some big hands to lose with tonight.
I think you're doing just fine.
Dude, just none of them have gone my way.
Would you put someone on there, Ari? The boat?
Yeah, that was my concern. So here's my thinking: Namdar limps under the gun. Pocket pairs likely. It's like what else? You know, I don't know what he limps with under the gun. So I was thinking maybe he flopped a set.
Did you check the river?
But it was ace jack was what I was hoping to see, like ace jack suited.
Did you check the river, Ari?
I did. I checked the river.
Yeah,
because I was concerned that if I bet and someone raises me all in or raises me big, I didn't want that. I wanted to check call.
Interesting.
I didn't think my hand like obviously look, I had a king high flush, I had a strong hand, but not that strong on that board with you know,
you
some
couldn't have
action.
folded that. You couldn't have folded that hand. So
No,
it's just snap call, right? Just check, and then if it's not too big of a raise, too big of a
it was
bet,
only 200.
Is it a snap call though?
On
it is
200.
for 200. Yeah.
100%.
There aren't that many hands you can put Namdar on there. Betting out on the river when the jack pairs.
What did you end up
Does he
having?
do that with pocket? I don't think he does it with pocket aces or pocket kings.
God, Peter, you're so lucky against me.
I like couldn't put him on.
I'll show you my
Literally, the
card.
hand I was hoping he had was ace
I'll
jack.
show you my
suited.
cards, Ed.
Yeah. Or some jack.
Yeah, or maybe 10 jack suited.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe he's playing a low pocket pair.
Pedro, you got the ace?
I'll show you my cards.
All right, fuck it. Oh!
You folded the flush, Ed?
You
had the
folded
flush?
a
I
flush.
had a medium. I had like a baby flush. It wasn't even that good. I flopped it though. That was the problem.
Ah,
If my
You know, I
flop,
didn't-
if my flush was over 8 high, I probably would have called you. I would have just like.
that's not
It's
what I
bad,
thought you were
Pete.
at all, Ed.
What?
I thought the flush pulled you off a hand there.
Yeah, it did.
I
bro.
think
It did.
I thought you had two pair.
No, man. I'm just like up against the luckiest player in this game. It sucks.
Man,
I
I've
love-
been lucky for 13 years.
I love how Peter's reputation is he's punching above his weight class. That's what I love.
Every week.
Every
So
week.
lucky.
Every week, it's the same story.
I'm like 3 Bitcoin up, and I'm really lucky.
You are very lucky. Yeah.
You guys
That's like,
play
that's like
standard
I'm looking down.
Thursdays, different days. Just depends on the week.
Ed, on the other hand, is very unlucky every week.
That's right.
Well, in fairness, Ed usually comes in for the last hour and just like gives away half
I'm
a bit.
happy to be lucky outside of this game.
My question was like Thursdays, Mondays, any day.
What's
Oh,
that,
I'm just
Jason?
asking what day of the week you guys generally play.
Good bluff. Good
We
bluff.
play every Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Thursdays.
Gotcha.
Ed is just very unlucky on Thursdays.
Yeah, I won last week when we played on Wednesday because I'm really lucky on Wednesdays. Thursdays I'm screwed.
Fine.
So as promised, I think it was a week ago, I'm gonna put up a hacking contest and put up 2 Bitcoins for you guys to hack live on Twitter or live on Poker Telestream, whatever it is.
Oh, nice.
You guys ready? So I'm gonna show you the I'm just gonna flash it to show you the private key. Okay.
And there's
Here's-
2 Bitcoin. There's 2 Bitcoin on there.
There's 1 Bitcoin on this, and there's another 1 Bitcoin on his. So 2 Bitcoins, so over 21,000.
I don't know if the resolution's high enough for anyone to win that.
Well, it's a hacking contest. You have to hack the wallet. So basically, here's a private key for the first wallet.
If you're giving
You
us
put
the
a little
private
closer-
key,
You put a little closer so I can
There's
screenshot.
no-
so,
there's no
so
hacking.
where's the hacking part? Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to guess the passphrase.
Oh,
oh,
This is
Yeah.
Bitcoin encrypted. And then here's a second wallet, also 1 Bitcoin on there, and I'm showing you the passphrase. Okay, so I'm showing you the passphrase right here.
All right, I'm killing the stream.
And also 1 Bitcoin on here, so a total of 2 Bitcoins.
so basically, you either need the password or the private key.
Yeah, you need both. There's a 2-factor private key.
With how do you
So
unlock?
Bobby, what I'll do is I'll
Yeah.
make a short video, minute video of everything
Yeah.
that just happened,
Yes.
and then I'll
Alright,
post it on
alright.
Twitter. Probably the Thursday, probably Friday, maybe Monday, and then everyone here will share it, and let's see if we can really get someone to hack
Sure. I'm gonna post it on Twitter first. You guys can retweet it or give me all your Twitter handles. Do you have all the Twitter handles from everyone here?
If you go on the video for today in the comments,
yeah,
you'll see everyone's Twitter handle. It says Players Tonight, and then it has everyone's Twitter handle there.
Got it. We're launching this to celebrate. Bally Wallets just achieved 21 million in total deposits globally. So we have $21 million of cryptocurrency in all of Bally Wallets. So I'm going to put this challenge out there. How long do you think I should leave it out there for?
Forever.
Forever.
Until someone gets it.
The longer it's there, the more credibility it has.
That's true. If I hold it there until Bitcoin gets $1 million, that's going to be quite good.
Charlie, what was that? Didn't you have like some hack that went on for ages?
You're talking about the SegWit thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after SegWit activated on Litecoin, I put up $1 million in a SegWit address and said, come hack it. Because there's all this FUD about SegWit. Miners can just steal money from a SegWit address. And obviously no one was able to hack it. Or no miners were able to steal any of the coins.
I thought you had the flush, Dave. They're just nightmares of the last time we played. I didn't want to fuck around. Lose an extra couple hundred there.
What's the biggest pot so far in this game?
I'd probably say like 5,000 or 6,000 in that range.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Peter?
Yeah.
I think so. I had a hand with.
I think you were in it, Ed. That's where you had the low straight, and he had.
That's right. That was with Scott Walker. He had Ace 3. I had Ace 8, and then Peter had 8 9.
Yeah, there was like 4 cards to the straight on the board, right?
Yeah.
And I had 2 top end ones.
Scott Walker bet out like 200 or something like that, and I went all in, and you went all in, and he overcalled with the bottom straight, and it was glorious for you.
Mm.
That was a crazy hand.
Was it last week or maybe the week before? We had like a week where it was just ridiculous, and it was like trips constantly, full houses, straights, like the whole 9 yard, like all night, over each other. It was just brutal.
Hey, Chris, you only got 8 people on that tweet. Is someone missing on that list?
Yeah, Jason. Jason's missing. I didn't know what his handle was.
STONEGTV.
Say that one more time.
STONEGTV.
Got it.
Right. Had me beat.
Wait, who is Spotted Boom again?
You're looking at him, buddy.
Oh, right. I've asked you that already. Sorry. Third time's a charm.
Jason, where are you playing from? Are you on your balcony?
Yeah, you guys want to see the World Trade Center? I guess I don't know if you can see with the light. The spire's like red and yellow. Maybe if I
World Trade Center.
reduce the light here.
I actually think Bitcoin's going to hit 12,000 tomorrow.
That's great. I bought some Bitcoin yesterday. That's fantastic.
I think the equity markets are going to do good. I think it's,
You think it's that connected right now, Ed?
No. I think, well, how do I put it? Well, we're in this weird spot. I feel like it's correlated until it's not, right? And at some point it's going to figure out it's not. But I have noticed a couple of days recently where the equities markets have gone down and Bitcoin's been rallying, and that's a good sign. And
I see
it's probably
Bitcoin.
it's probably going to be like a slow process where it just kind of goes back and forth. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. At some point, it'll decouple.
I can see Bitcoin making a move to that like 14,000, 15,000 resistance level between now and the election. I think that's just with the momentum in the market right now, I can see that happening. And I think ETH's going to pop pretty decently. And all the majors, right? I think Litecoin's going to pop. I think, some of the other ones as well. I actually don't think Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV are going to really follow the trends anymore. I feel like they're in this moat that like they can't get out of.
And what daily average refreshes 2020 versus 2019?
I need to look. It's been picking up lately, though. I think we're up like.
No, I think it's got to be down. I think it's got to be down.
We're up like 50%. No. 2020 versus 2019. I have no idea. I need to take a look. But I know in the last.
2018, I was in like the 0.01 top percentile, right? Like 700 a day.
No, man. We looked at your portfolio. You were like number one. We also looked at all your positions.
Was I actually number one? I
think
must
maybe
have
have some
pulled
of
down
those-
like every 5 minutes on average. That was a rough year. When you like reload your prices on portfolio, sometimes I would just do it like 3 times in a row because I was like, oh, maybe it'll change.
All right, family pot, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we only look at like. Let me see. By the way, I was totally joking. We only look at aggregated income. If anybody's watching this.
Better kicker.
Yep.
But
Not
the
a good handout.
refreshes are starting to go up. Like daily active users have gone up like 50% in the last like week and a half.
$50% in the last week and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe the last like 2 weeks. And our it's kind of surprising actually. The daily active users went up more from Bitcoin than it did from this DeFi bubble.
Yeah. Wait, isn't like the CEO of Compound on the call?
Is what?
No, Rob's not here.
Well,
David, you work at Galaxy?
Oh, I left.
Oh, you left. What'd you do now?
Mostly invest.
Are you just like independent working for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't hear? He's the chief executive officer of Tendies. He made that very clear earlier. He showed you that he was eating them. He obviously had knowledge around, the usefulness of them.
David told me he hadn't told anyone else about that this afternoon.
That's great.
I know, right?
It's on you, Art. You got 3 seconds, buddy.
I was thinking.
So what do you think the tax consequences for people hacking coins? If people steal my Bitcoin, what's the tax consequence for them and for me?
For them, I'd assume it's zero cost basis. So there's no taxable event on the hacking, and then they just have a zero cost basis.
But they're not going to report the tax on this.
I know they're not going to report it, but I'm talking about. The IRS has to have an answer, right? The IRS has to have an answer. Okay, what about for me? All right, what do you think? So if someone takes my my Bitcoin from here, and let's say I got it for $100, $1,000.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think happens?
I think you lose.
I think it's a loss. I think it's identical to selling it at zero.
Are you kidding me?
I sold it at zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loss.
Wow,
Right.
Charlie.
Right.
Well, interesting.
I think. Look, I'm not an accountant, but that I do have to deal with this a little bit. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the most knowledgeable person on this call on tax issues. Probably not.
Want to know about staking tax? I got you all over the place. No one cares. It's okay.
Charlie, if I raise you more on that turn, you fold in there or you calling?
On the turn, I'm calling because I have a very good draw, right?
Well, you had the flush and the straight, or just the straight?
Just the straight.
Hmm. I was on the straight draw too. You would have destroyed me if it came. I figured you didn't have the ace and you're just kind of shooting. And if I could raise it up a bit and get you off of it, but
Yeah, but on the river you had to fire. You were
I think I'm beat.
that was your only chance.
I know. That's a hard fire for, you know.
Yeah.
I just thought, you call in that raise, you had to have a pair at least, But
If I call this, it's all in next hand. And that's 870. I don't think you got the ace, but I think you got a jacks. Maybe jacks, queens, kings. I think I'm beat. I'm out. Sorry, I didn't see Charlie behind me. I wouldn't have spoke. Sorry, I apologize.
Oh.
All right, to get you guys started, I'm going to reveal both the private key and the passphrase. And we got $10 of Bitcoin on here.
okay.
Can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, exactly. No way.
No, you guys not bothered? $10
It's
bucks.
the viewers. It's not about us, guys. It's about the viewers, okay? $10 of Bitcoin right there.
I bet we'll see how fast someone takes it.
Good re-raiser. Ed, what do you have then?
Probably not, given that he folded, because
You
he was
just
probably dominated.
What do you have, Ed?
8 high.
Oh, really? I'll never put you on that. You got
What
me
did you
off
have?
Eight,
Nothing? You were just bluffing.
I had the 9. Didn't see Charlie behind me, so you would have got me off that.
That would have been a brutal beat, Charlie. They had the ace 7.
Well, we would have pushed, right? It was ace 9 10. So.
Oh yeah. I bet.
No, someone would have boated on the river, of course. Whoever had the lower kicker.
Yeah, actually, that raise was not a good move in hindsight, if I think about it. Because if he had me beat, I would lose. But if he didn't have me beat, he would have just folded. I wouldn't make more money. So.
Yeah, you call, and then
I call, and then if you make another move, I'll call.
Yeah.
It's
What,
insane.
what other options do I have on the river if I want to win that pot?
Yeah. Anything. If you didn't have the ace, it would be very hard for you to river me. Actually, it would be impossible for you to river me. There's no like straight up. I guess there's a straight draw out there, but.
Bobby, I just tried to take that $10 and also the other address. I don't think the resolution's high enough to even scan it.
All right, let me try again. So,
I'm just curious. Hold on. Let me see while you're holding it up. Oh, that actually does work. All right.
Bobby, you're showing both the keys for this?
I'm backing out.
Bobby,
$10. This is $10.
Bobby, you're showing both the private key and the passphrase for this?
yeah,
It's $10, Charlie.
you started.
It's $10. All right, now do it for the one with one
You
Bitcoin.
gotta pay taxes on it, okay?
Let me just test the one with one Bitcoin. Let me see if that works.
So in this scenario,
Bobby,
if
I'm
Luke
kidding.
got the in this scenario, if Luke got the coin, would he be the hacker or the thief?
He would owe taxes to the IRS. That's what Ari said.
And you're gonna report him if he doesn't pay.
It's
the
okay.
taxes.
I'll just send a quick email and we'll be good. This has one Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Hold on, you got to hold it a little closer again.
But this one you got to guess the passphrase, so it's not.
Okay. I know. I still can't scan it. I literally can't unless it's super close.
Pull it back a bit more.
That worked. Oh, hold on. Oh, that worked. All right, I have to guess the passphrase?
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. I need the serial number.
Luke, start guessing.
Here's the serial number.
I need
the serial number is AA009926.
Oh my god, I have to guess a passphrase here?
AA009926.
It'll get me unstuck from this session. All right.
I've never actually used a private key manually like that ever.
Me either. That's why I just downloaded the app. I was curious how this.
I don't even know how you do it.
I don't know how to do it either. Figuring this out.
You just type it in. It's really easy.
You call yourself a Bitcoiner, Peter? Come on.
To be honest,
you never touched a raw private key. You got to touch it, man. You got to touch it like this.
Never done it.
AA009926.
I tend not to do things like that because I like triggering people.
Yep.
This is like, let's see if someone took it already. Let me see if someone took it. The $12.
God, I hope not.
Not yet. Not yet. It's still up for grabs.
All right, Bobby. Last thing I have to check is the passphrase on the one Bitcoin one.
Yeah, passphrase is what you have to guess. Sorry, I don't have that for you.
Oh, okay.
But that's a $11,000
other
job.
card with just the passphrase, right, Bobby?
Yeah, the other card just has a passphrase.
How on earth can I?
This one's up for grabs. This one's got $12.
You gotta show that, you little shit.
Start with biblical terms, then aphorisms, common sayings, in various languages.
I love Charlie.
I love my brother Charlie so much.
Well, you guys know the passphrase is just some random letters and numbers.
Oh, I can feel shit.
Hey Bobby, are you happy with at this point, since you launched Ballet, to have $21 million that have been stored on Ballet wallets, or did you expect more? Or...
Yeah, I'll give you an example. When I did the BTCC Mint business, those were the titanium coins and blocks and poker chips. We made 22,000 coins in total, and that had about 8,700 BTC, which is over $100 million today. Okay.
How about at that time?
At the time it was less than that. At the time it was certainly less than even 20 million. But the point is, to me, that's my high watermark in terms of as a coin maker. So I've made assets worth $100 million that have been safe from hacking and no stealing and nothing like that. And Ballet has achieved 21 million, a fifth of that in just 9 months since we.
Well, in terms of dollar amount, it achieved more than that, right?
Oh yeah, the dollar amount is quite amazing. This is all on the public blockchain anyways, right? But you have, and by the way, this is no longer Bitcoin only. Okay, I know I'm a Bitcoin guy, but this is no longer Bitcoin only. This is like all the Litecoins, Ethereum, all the tokens, and all that stuff. So it's pretty good, decent number, $21 million.
What was your goal for this year?
Oh, honestly, I didn't set a goal like that. I think for us as a company, we're operating, we set revenue goals and so on. But the 21 million is just a number. It's kind of like how many hamburgers McDonald's sold, right? So McDonald's in the early days, they said, 1 million sold, 1 million burgers sold, 10 million. Now it's probably in the billions, right? So it's a more of a company milestone in terms of how many people trust the Ballet, technology, the two-factor private keys, and so on.
Most certainly.
It's your AUM number.
Bobby, I've got a story. Bobby,
I have my own money on there too. Like I trust it implicitly, but so some of that 21 million is my money.
But if you didn't, we would have a slight problem there.
Yeah, if you said I had nothing on the wallets, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So
it's all Bobby's money.
Money for the weekly games, I send it to you from my Ballet wallet.
That's why I take it over, huh?
How much has Bruce Willis got on there? Bobby, I've got a story I've never told you.
Did you hear that question? How much does Bruce Willis have on Ballet Wallet?
Oh, I gave him. He had $2 that was on the flight, so I gave him each 0.01 BTC, which was like $100. So it's $200 total around there.
To people flying business cars.
No, just
It's the celebrities flying business class.
Yeah, exactly. So, Peter, what did you say? Well, you had a question for me? Or you had
No, I've got a story I've never told you. That's
Yes.
really interesting. You might not remember this, but do you remember the name of somebody called Dominic Wallace?
Dominic Wallace.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit familiar, but tell me the story.
So back, I think it was in 2018.
Okay.
You interviewed a guy called Dominic Wallace, who I know really well because I went to
I
school.
interviewed you to come join my company.
Yeah, and I know him really well because I went
Yeah.
to school with him, and he
Yeah.
came to me and he was asking for some advice. I think it was 2018, but it was right around the time of the rumor of China banning Bitcoin.
Yes. It must be 2017.
2000, was it 2017? Whenever it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he did the interview and he said it went pretty well. And then he came to me and said, the job position's on hold because the potential of the China banning Bitcoin. That day, I sold half of my Bitcoin. The next day or 2 days later, China banned it and the price dropped.
How much money did you save?
Oh, man, we're not talking a lot. You know,
Did you buy back?
Yeah, I bought back, and I didn't buy back as low as I should because then I panicked and I thought it'd go lower. But I definitely made some money off that.
Okay, well, now you owe me a steak dinner.
I definitely buy a steak dinner, dude.
Peter, how'd you make money? Isn't Bitcoin money? One Bitcoin is always one Bitcoin.
No, because I
don't even understand what you're saying. What do
I
you
live
mean,
on
man?
pounds.
Let me repeat the story. Okay? He's
I'm just kidding.
I can't remember the prices, but yeah. So if you,
2017. It was 2017. So he interviewed at my company, and then we didn't hire him because we were unsure of the regulatory situation. That I must have revealed to him that China might ban it, and then that got.
You didn't reveal that. You didn't reveal that to him. You just put it on hold. You didn't reveal that to him, and I said I think it's because of this, and I was thinking, if Bobby Lee thinks that,
Guys, I'm doing another slide.
so then I sold off my Bitcoin.
That is a good story. That is a good story.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. So if you ever
Wait, Chris, I just tried to
you don't check
rebuy
your
1,000. It only let me buy up to 1,000. So I
yeah,
bought
that's right.
So what did you have before that?
385.
I don't know. So if you check your old emails and you searched up Dominic Wallace,
Yeah,
you will. Yeah, I went to school with him.
I see. Interesting.
Ed, when you bet, I want to call you even when I got fuck all.
So Peter, is your friend still in the Bitcoin space?
No, he never was. He was a PR guy. He interviewed for a PR position. And I think he was based in Taiwan at that point. Pretty sure. And I think he did PR for a newspaper or something.
So he didn't buy Bitcoin then?
I don't know if he bought any. I never actually asked him.
Because that would have been a good price, right? That would be like
1,000. You're talking like
less than
September
1,000, right?
17?
Whenever I can't even remember when it was. Whenever the China ban was.
I hope you bought it back. 'cause, like,
Yeah,
a
no, I
month later-
did, but it was one of those things I never bought back at the price I should have. Like, you think it's going to go lower, and then it goes up, and you think it's going to drop back, and you just fuck it up. Like I don't.
We've all made that mistake. We've all made that mistake, Peter.
The worst is when you put a buy order on an exchange, and then like it just keeps going so fast it never gets filled. That's like the worst. Man.
Actually, the worst thing is when
That's why you don't buy limit. You should buy on the market, right?
the worst thing is when Dave Nandar tells you you're the first person that he told about attendees today. That's the worst thing.
That's another thing. So I've never set an order for a buy or a sell ever. Every buy or sell I've ever done has been market
Good for you.
in the
Smart.
history. I just like if I'm gonna buy, I'm never buying enough for slippage. Just give me that price and let me get out of here.
It's very selfish of you to take all that liquidity. You should provide some, Peter. Help Bitcoin grow.
Not my job, dude.
So what do you guys think? How many people in the world do you think actually own Bitcoin? Like how many? I know we can tell on the blockchain how many public addresses are out there, but how many people have a stake in Bitcoin? Do you think it's over 10 million people, or is it close to 100?
I think we're at 30 million.
How many addresses are there?
You're crazy. You guys are fucking nuts.
I mean, well, Coinbase said they have 35 million customers, so that actually has to be the low end. I think it might be actually more like
Hold on a second. I've run an exchange. The vast majority of open accounts are actually empty. So I don't think Coinbase has 30 million accounts with active balance.
It depends on if they release the number of the verified accounts.
They have 30 million emails. Basically.
They verify most
well,
people.
no,
They
they
wanna
might have
buy-
they might have given out $10 to 5 people, whatever it is.
Not millions of people, right? So
people I know have like 300 exchange accounts. Like think about how many double counted like DAI or how many double counted coins there are in the DeFi locked number. How many double counted email addresses are stored at exchanges and then are actually the same email between two different exchanges, and then how many people make 10 or 20 emails. I literally know people, Ari, you must have 400.
You can't sum it up for sure. I'll tell you I haven't done this exercise for a year, but when I did it a year ago, I came up with like 50, 60 million as a rough guess, like huge range around that. But I think it's pretty tough for it to be less than 30 million, given that we have a bunch of exchanges that claim to have independently, like even if you divide by 3, even if you say Coinbase had 35 million accounts and only, a third of those actually own crypto, you do have some non-overlapping like Asian exchanges versus Coinbase that have their own customer bases.
Well, and half of Korea has crypto, so that's 30 million people.
Yeah, so it could be 100 million. It could be, especially people with small amounts, if we're including anyone with $50 of Bitcoin.
Even like blockchain.com says they have 50 million wallets.
Well, those aren't identified, right? Those aren't verified, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if you give that like a 5 million, you know what I mean? Like something really low, that's still a decent chunk, right? I'll probably fall in that, 40 to 60 range. That'd be my best guess.
How many Ledger email accounts got hacked this week?
1 million.
I thought it was only like 7,500. No, is it 1 million? I'm not an authority on this. I just read.
I thought it was 1 million email addresses.
That's
They've
what I
sold
read.
1 million ledgers. So
let's see. Let's look it up right now.
That really sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Name, address, and the fact that you bought a ledger.
That's like the worst. Like obviously, stealing the funds is the worst. But like talk about like personal security.
Yeah. But you guys see Treasurer's tweet about saying that they delete all the addresses after like 6 months.
Oh, you had to see it, motherfucker!
Nice.
Oh.
Man, I like that smile, Luke. That I've got it smile.
But he could have had a 5, which was
that's the only reason I slowed down.
I didn't put you on the 5. There's no way I put you on 5. Imagine I put you all in there, Luke.
I would have snap called it and just lost all my
You
money.
should have called, but you for a moment you'd have been like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, I would go broke there with trips. I mean, it's like
You need to bring back the Luke in your pocket image.
I thought it was really likely you did have an ace though. We're looking like ace 5's hand. You can definitely have like when the 4 rolls out. That sucks, but I have to go broke there.
Sorry to confirm 9,500.
I mean, I didn't put you on 6.
Okay.
I assumed you had the 5 there, but
I don't know where it's million.
I wanted to re-raise the flop.
Email addresses, but
home put you on the trips there.
I thought Ed would come along if I just called and Ed backed out. What's up there, Ed?
9,500 addresses were leaked.
Names and addresses, yeah.
Yeah.
But like 1 million emails, right?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad for sure.
Email's less of an issue, right? I mean, even knowing like there are a lot of people where this doxes their address. Like I think that's probably the biggest. Well, I guess there's 2 things, right? One, revealing names of people who bought a ledger and therefore crypto, and then 2, I think the scarier thing to me is doxing an address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah. You should invest in wrenches. That's what I say.
I've been living in hotels and Airbnbs for the last 3 years, not for security reasons, or just accidental. But it is interesting. I think when I finally do rent or buy, I'll kind of follow Jameson Lopp's lead and do it under a shell entity and make it at least a challenge to figure out where I live.
It's actually quite hard to do everything like
super
privately.
tough.
Yeah, Lopp is the only one can do Lopp strategy.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'd do it as well as Lopp, and I'm not saying it'd be perfect, but at least you make people go through some effort.
Wait, couldn't you do it if you're not on the lease? Like if you're renting some place with someone else?
Yeah, a lot of ways you could do it. I mean, doing it via Airbnb is super easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do it you can just have someone else sign the lease for you. You can do it through an LLC. It's a hassle though. There's a lot of points where they want a person's name and ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world that we're living is getting into more and more is getting more and more invasive, even in a free, freedom and liberty, in a country that respects freedom and liberty. We more and more of our daily lives are actually being restricted with requirements for identity, and stuff like that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get a lot worse in the sense because consumers demand it, right? We're all so annoyed of having to enter a username and password and 2FA for everything that for most things, just using Face ID, right, is a huge win. Or using
1 with 27. 27. That's the power.
Yeah, Ari, I hear you. I don't know when it reverts. I don't know if we ever start to move back towards less info given.
Well, you know what they say, Bitcoin fixes this.
I mean, but
does it?
Kind of, yeah. Does it for a lot of things?
I've had this debate with. To me, it's like a really weird debate. So, Bitcoin and cryptography in general, don't fix trust assumptions at all in the commercial sense, and that I still like if you're going to send me a public key that you're then going to be signing, how do I know you're the one who sent it to me, Charlie? Right. At the end of the day, if you give me a passphrase or a cryptographic key, the key trust assumption is how do I know you're you? So in our case, it would be, well, we've met in person. I know what you look like and sound like. If we connect by video, audio, I'm hoping it's not a deep fake. But it's all based on the fact that we know each other, right? Not super well, but it's like when people say, core trust assumptions with Bitcoin. If I'm downloading a core client, where am I downloading it from? How do I know what website? At the end of the day, it's social consensus, right? I ask some people, what website should I go to download this? Or they say, right, verify the checksum. Against what? Where am I getting a checksum to verify against? I'm getting it from people I already trust.
Well, you have to trust that the signer.
Chain of trust, Ari.
What's that?
There is absolutely always a chain of trust. Even if I'm downloading Bitcoin Core from the bitcoin.org website, I could be in a compromised coffee house internet where there's men in the middle, where the DNS servers, everything's screwed up, right?
Sure.
So, and the computer I've been given or the computer I brought myself could have been tampered with by the CIA and so on. So there's always a chain of trust.
Yeah. But I'm saying that first step is, I think, often overlooked, which is literally what website is it we all agree is that we're supposed to go to. If everything's working right? Or even go further, if we're talking about the legitimate Bitcoin, the legitimate devs, who are the legitimate devs? I don't mean that in a political sense. I mean in I come to Bitcoin totally fresh, knowing nothing. Where do I go for that first bit of trust? And in a commercial sense, I think that's the issue. So like crypto traders have to deal with OTC desks, for example. Currently, the best you can really do is a video call to confirm a public address, right? Like, hey, I'm giving you 100 grand in cash. You're giving me Bitcoin sent to this public address. We can verify. Then you have a deep fake issue that can be fixed with cryptographic keys, right? You exchange asymmetric keys. But again, like, who's sending me the key? How do I know that Cumberland's Cumberland or Galaxy's Galaxy or right? So what this comes down to right now is still a physical visit. So like we use several custodians at Block Tower. Anchorage is one of them. The initial setup, the Anchorage team comes physically to your office and looks at your passport. Like they meet you in person, because otherwise, how else can you do it, right? There's always that first initial bit of trust to set up a cryptographic key transfer.
Wow, look at that. 250, huh? Hold on, I have 2 pair. I have 3 pair. Is that good enough? 3 pair?
Probably good enough.
3 pair. 3 pair cannot beat a flush. All right. I fold to you.
I was just calling my my Doge, and she came. Oh, come on. Oh.
She's back.
She likes chicken tendies.
Sure, she does.
She's not the biggest poker fan though.
No, she just doesn't. She tolerates me picking her up, but this is not her favorite thing. All right, I'll let you get back to playing, girl.
Ed, it's on you, by the way.
Sorry.
Looks like Bitcoin's catching a second wind of this sell-off here that we had last night, dipping back below 11. Not too brutal yet, but down a couple $100.
I actually don't want the price to go up so fast. I think the rallies are more sustainable if it goes up slowly.
Yeah. I think you're right.
That wouldn't be Bitcoin style, though.
So here's another question. Do any of you have pending sell orders for BTC, and at what price? Anyone care to comment?
I'll be the first. No, I don't.
No.
And a note here too. I had like 2 at 11K, 2 BTC, and then when we crossed above like 10.3, I just decided not right now.
It has to cross over, I think, 13,000 to pass the previous high set in 2019. A year ago, I think.
It was 13.7.
13.7, yeah.
13,700?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I put in a small sell order at 14,000.
This is so weird. What?
When I get 14,000, for me, that's when the bull market starts.
I think you missed a flush.
14,000, it's all fake.
I guess you do have some jacks.
Bobby, that's what I was saying earlier. If we break 14,000 and hold it there,
Yeah, you missed a flush. Fuck me.
we hold it above 14 for a month, then I think there's a good chance we continue to run.
Yeah, I agree, David.
It's a good bet. You have so many jacks there, Jack 10.
But he wasn't biting his microphone, so
I know.
that's the
The
problem.
tells are so real with him. It's unbelievable. What do you guys think about a flip soon?
Oh, fuck.
$50 flip?
Your call, Chris.
I prefer a family pot than a flip. A flip's just like, ugh.
Oh, you doing a flip?
Just,
Check all the way down, $50. Everybody.
On the hour, okay?
Sure,
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
just.
Pete,
Here, just start with 1-1, so.
I would have called you that at a 7-6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to. It's just, you look like a flush draw. I mean, you don't bet until the jack comes. Bizarre. You check the whole way down. You just have too many jacks there. It's like, and we were 6-handed at the beginning. Someone has to have a jack.
I thought you were going to call me.
I fucking wanted to, man, but I figured I'd start playing a little tighter, and that's the time I do it.
Yeah. Well, that's my one bluff.
Definitely believe that.
Wow.
Nice
Wow.
hand. Nice hand, Luke.
Thank you.
Cool handlers.
The 6 at the end, man, that's too helpful.
Did you bet it on the flop or no? You checked it?
Luckily, everyone checked down. I was thinking you had a queen. That'll work too. There's really no way to escape that. Low board, no flush. That's shit.
Has anyone kept up to speed with the announcement of Serum Project or Project Serum and what the folks at FTX and Solana are doing?
What do you want to know?
I heard anything
Just
about
wondering
it.
if anybody's been, following it, what they think about it. I've been following it pretty closely.
What do you got, Ed?
Yeah.
Got some info?
I think it's gonna be good. I think Solana is a pretty interesting blockchain.
I was surprised to hear that this is the first token being built on Solana, though.
Ari, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. You've spent a lot of time looking at trade-offs, and generally the trade-off you hear is speed versus decentralization. But Sam kept mentioning there's like a third trade-off that isn't considered as much. Like, do you think that's valid? I'm gonna have to pull up the tweet.
Off the top of my head, I'm not remembering, or I didn't see his tweet, so I'm not sure what the.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
But essentially what's going on is FTX is going to be building a decentralized derivative exchange on Solana.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have a bunch of interesting functionalities that they're building as well, including cross-chain swaps and so forth to maintain that decentralization. And Serum's doing a raise, I think with like a $600 million val in that range. And that's the gist of it, but they're working pretty closely together.
So Solana's like novel characteristic is that you have decentralized timestamping. And
Proof of history,
like
right?
the super high, like, I don't know, like number of transactions per minute or whatever. But I mean, it's going to be like basically it's going to validate it if it's real or not, right? And so, from a product point of view, like that's the big problem with DEXs is the latency, right? So.
And fees.
That too, but I think the latency is the primary thing.
Well, what's interesting is they're moving away from this, which I think is a good idea, but moving away from the automated market maker model, moving to the centralized order book, but still keeping all trades on chain.
Did anyone see the Loki announcement last week about first, what I would consider the first true like cross-chain DEX that's actually a DEX? I think it's really the future.
What's it called?
You can swap for anything. Bring your own wallet. No admin keys. No atomic swaps. No like wrapped bullshit coins. It's like, I'm really surprised that they took it there, but it's something really serious.
What's it called?
Guys advertised?
It's called Loki. It's the name of it. They're calling it Block Swap. It goes into alpha in like 3 weeks. They're an Australian project. They have that messaging app that's like a blockchain. It's a blockchain competitor to Signal. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but it's called I have never used it. A Session. It runs on their blockchain. That wasn't the point of their blockchain, but it runs on it. And they have like LokiNet, which is like kind of a Tor, a blockchain-based Tor. And it's the proof of stake fork of Monero that was started out of Australia.
Stake fork.
If that means anything to anyone.
No, I haven't heard of it at all. Has it garnered any attention?
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I think that's the actual future of DeFi, like Uniswap, but for any coin, without actually having to wrap them or cross bullshit them. It's something like really special. It hasn't been done before. I hope it works. Like they're using like EEs in like kind of a It's not with like, it's not like what Ren is doing with multi-party computation. It's more like, I don't know how to describe it. I've only read about it twice. It's called Block Slop. I think it's very interesting reading. Some of the most interesting I've done this year. I can send you guys the link.
Go in the chat. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, for a DEX to be truly decentralized, doesn't the founding team have to be anonymous? Like, otherwise there's
No,
at
because
least
you
some
can
point of
actually
it?
set it to that, like when they go to mainnet, they'll run one node of many, you know?
Yeah. As long
as they don't have admin keys and they don't have, like if it's proof of stake, then if they control too much, then they control it. But as long as they don't own too many coins.
You hit a fucking straight, little shithead.
Oh,
Nice. Good jack.
A low straight. Dropping it into chat.
I had a king then as well.
Me too.
Ed, I think the timing of Serum is just so ridiculously good. Like the month of August is going to be, I think, a pretty hot month for them.
Keeps getting mentioned in people moaning about ETH, and I saw it in a couple of like Twitter things saying, "Oh, don't worry, Serum's coming."
Yeah, well, it's interesting because Sam has now garnered like this, almost like, I don't want to use the word reputation. It's more of like a, I don't want to use the word aura either. I don't know what the word is, but everyone continues to say like, I can't believe how fast things are moving. I can't believe how quick they're building this. Like, Sam's a machine. This is just crazy.
Dude, he is though. The guy works 24/7 and he sleeps on the beanbag next to his desk.
Whoa.
I'm not kidding. Like, he's shown it to me. And like, I mean, maybe he sleeps there like 3 or 4 days a week, but yeah, he's just nonstop. He definitely moves fast.
You're underplaying.
I never cash games. I just never play King's Hard. If you played with me previously,
I have not.
The problem in a tournament I play them hard, but like in a cash game, you either win or lose big with like kings, queens, jacks. So like, I just treat them like a board pair, and I'm in early.
Yeah.
You can play them a little harder if they're suited.
I mean, you can bet hard at the start and have 2 of you in, and then put them all in. But it's just, yeah.
But that was a bad board for you too, right? Like an ace hit.
It doesn't matter. I just don't care. Like, as soon as the board flops, unless you've tripped up, you have a pair. That's all it ever is. But it's a great hand in tournament games, because in tournament games you're trying to double up, because it's like you've got to get to the final table, right? But in a cash game, it's a pair. So I just don't give a fuck about it.
Nami, what price do I get out of tendies again at right now?
what are they at? I don't know. 50 cents?
82 cents, I thought. Right before your sell orders.
Wait.
Such a scammer, that one.
Oh, Chris, what are you doing here?
Apparently,
I
there's a
don't know.
new.
You raised 10x my raise. I don't know what to tell you.
How are you supposed to play that one?
There's a new Tendy-esque coin that people are buzzing about tonight.
Wait, isn't Tendy new yesterday?
I know,
Yeah.
Tendy just hit. Like,
Yeah, but there's even there's one that dropped
Okay,
today after
Dave.
Tendy's success.
I got
you-
quick there.
You new to crypto?
It's called the X Ample. It's good. That's the one with the one-page white paper. It's sick. Literally just an anarchy symbol above like the first page of the Ample white paper. It's great.
What does everybody think of Ampleforth? Anybody have opinions on it?
It's another shitcoin. Every other shitcoin.
How
I
many
mean,
times?
what's amazing is its innovation was a stabilization mechanism, and people took it the exact opposite way. They like confused receiving more amples for yield. So basically, anytime the thing's over like $1.05 or $1.06, I forget the exact number.
$1.05.
$1.05 more. Are they called amples? The unit.
Yeah.
Okay, more amples get printed, which should be inflationary, right, and bring the price down. That was the idea, to stabilize it. But people were like, "Oh, I'm getting a 300% annualized yield because the thing's at $1.20 and it's just minting tons of amples." So they think they're getting this crazy yield. So they re-stake their amples and get more ample. Actually, I don't even know if they have to stake them, if they just get more amples. So it's bizarre. It was the creators thought it would be a stabilization mechanism, but it turned out to be like pumponomics, just because kind of people that I guess mostly didn't understand it.
Psychology.
Yeah,
psychology.
But just amazing. Like, you think anyone, like the biggest idiots in the world are not yield farming, right? Like, it takes a little bit of technical savvy, a little bit to just be involved, right? And the idea that they like wouldn't understand that the printing of amples is not yield is just kind of weird to me. I don't know. But so yeah, the price just crashed and below $1, and so now it's in deflationary mode.
So it is kind of working as intended. It brought it back closer to the price target.
I mean, the price was not meant to be able to go to 350. It's supposed to be a stable coin loosely pegged to $1. I wouldn't call that working the way it's intended.
Dude, these people don't realize that like the same DAI being recollateralized like 6 times doesn't mean that there's not that many, that there's not 6 times the DAI that there is in the world. Like, that should have cracked the DeFi market a couple weeks ago. People were like, "Oh, it's fine." It's like, sorry, that's worse than Bitfinex.
The fact that Pumple went up to like $3 and whatever you're saying, Ari, says so much about the market right now.
Yeah.
It had a $700 million market cap.
I mean, I think it'll go that high again. I think it'll probably reach $2. I think it's going to keep going through these.
It'll probably oscillate, right?
Yeah.
I see.
But
because now it's
like
below
Dogecoin,
$1, so
yeah,
like a Dogecoin kind of dynamic.
Each pump maybe being less severe.
It becomes its own thing with people just kind of speculating on the next pump.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like playing with, it's like gaming. It's,
Yeah.
It's musical chairs, high stakes musical chairs.
Mm-hmm. If there's ever a time that works, it's now. Hey, Dave, did you have kings or aces on that hand we were playing, or what?
Kings.
And the king on the flop?
Yep.
Brutal. I was going to fold it, but I was like, fuck. Can't fold it.
All right.
Guys, I think this is my last rotation.
Anyone watching the basketball?
Yeah, man. Jason, you're out after this?
Yeah.
Just go through wait till the button hits you, because you're on big blind.
Oh, I was gonna.
Oh, you know the whole rotation, the whole ring. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Only because
I've been watching basketball, Dave, quite a bit. I'm really excited for it. I'm a huge.
Luke, I've given some really bad beats with this hand.
Oh yeah.
I think the Lakers can take it first.
I'm trying to think what you had last time you said that. I think it was like.
They're phenomenal. I don't know what to say, but
4-5?
I genuinely think the Raptors have all the pieces. They've been playing together forever. They have a great, back office. They have a great coaching staff. The players Corona, they were like, we had the most injured players out of any team in the whole NBA in terms of number of games missed. Like, there was so many things, and we won a championship last year. So I think this plays in our, and we're seeded, I think, 3 in the whole 22 team bubble.
Yeah. No, Chris, listen, I'd love to see the Raptors get out of the East again.
But it's not even going to be. Is it going to be an East-West thing, or I thought it was just going to be a mix?
It's still East-West. I think there's 9 teams in the East, 13 in the West. Still top 8 each league.
And then they play in if you're like within a few games or something like that. There's a play in.
So it really only matters in the West. In the West, like 4 or 5 of the teams are fighting for the 8th spot.
Yeah, that's going to be a good fight too. It's like Portland, New Orleans, the Kings. It's gonna be a good. No, I don't know about the Kings, but it's gonna be a good fight. The Grizzlies are in there, and Jaws on fire. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Huge raise there, Pete.
It's got the Jack 10.
Aggressive.
Fireworks. The opposite.
Ugh, come on, bitches.
Yeah. I had a moment there.
Yeah, I know you wanted it.
Yeah. I was going to bluff Luke, but you were behind me. I was like,
Mm.
Hey Chris, did we miss the what do you call it? The $50 thing?
Oh yeah,
We did. Yeah. It's 10:03. We'll do it next hand. Okay, I'll remind you.
After this hand.
Our memory is awful as a group.
Dave, it's on you, by the way.
We're doing a $50 family pot.
$50. We'll check
Flip.
it out.
I guess it's called flip.
Yeah, flip.
So no action, no play after the.
Nice,
after
man.
the
I'm all about the
$50.
flip, dude.
It's kind of like
When it
buying
comes
tendies.
The flips are as close to plus ED as I get.
High, they hit $1.
That's what I'm saying. You just throw some money in. Sometimes you double it. Sometimes, most of the time, you lose it.
Pretty close to $1. It's now 75 cents. Didn't I say it was like 62 cents like 5 minutes ago?
Brad just told me he's sorry he couldn't join and give away money here because he's too busy watching tendies.
Oh, a lot of
I'm
action.
kind of pissed I missed out on the tendies trade today. Oh yeah, 72 cents is back.
It's never over. That's the whole point.
No, I think there's another coin. I'm not going to type it in because it's a pretty ridiculous name, but basically tendies 0.2 version 2.
It's just Tendies 2.
What's the URL?
QI.
Let me make sure it's a real thing.
I want to wait for the Beyond Meat version.
Do people even care anymore if it's a real thing or not? I don't even think they do.
Well, I can't tell if this kid was trolling, but I think it's up 12x today.
What?
One second here. I'll grab the ticker.
All right, Mr. Satoshi Light.
It's the aces.
Yep.
Baby. Charlie, I had tens I folded pre-flop.
Good fold. I don't normally 3-bet.
Well, when I do,
it's
faces.
But when I do, I have pocket aces.
Yeah.
Perfect, Dad.
Exactly.
That was perfect. You took even faster than me on that. Never mind. Aces haven't been that lucky for you, Charlie. You've gotten beat like
I know.
3 games on them.
That's why you went so aggressive. Not losing this motherfucker.
Oh, we didn't do the flip on this end. Okay.
We forgot again.
These special hands are not really working out.
You have to remind everyone right before the next hand starts.
My bad.
All right, are we doing it?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's do it. $50.
Yep.
Let's not do it this hand. Let's do it next hand.
I got such
Damage has been done.
cards are so bad.
Is this wait? So is this 50 and pre-flop and then check
No,
down,
nothing else.
or
Yeah.
Check all the way down. Yeah.
Check that bitch.
Head,
Just a
call it.
flip
Call
for
it.
$50.
$50. Hold
Yeah.
on. All
Okay, no one raise, and then we'll just check all the way down.
right. Namdar, make it 100, and then we can have a $100 flip.
Not this hand. My cards are just
Not-
terrible.
not this hand.
Come on, Namdar, I got faith in you. Oh,
I'm donating $50. That's about it.
All
Mm,
right.
not
got a
good for
pair.
me.
I got a pair.
King high.
8 high.
10 high?
10 high is good.
I got
King
the deuce.
10 high.
Flush and straight already.
I have a pair and a flush draw.
Flush.
I need runner with probably no hearts.
6.
Bobby,
I've got the nuts.
a lot of thinking
I think
going on
that's-
here, Bobby. It's an easy
that's
check.
An open flop. That
Easy
is an
check
open
here.
flop.
We're
Just
checking
check.
it down, Bobby.
Easy
I
check.
know, yeah, I just checked it.
Ooh, trips.
Wait, who's got
Who
tips?
has it? Who has it?
Serious?
Yep.
If you have trips, I'm folding. I'm like drawing dead.
All right, dude. You type this into the software.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the guys a pat on the back, unless I get a bad beat on the river with the flush.
Whoa,
what-
whoa,
You
what
know
the
that's
hell?
fair.
Oh,
Whoa,
Well, you two are in. I'm folding.
this is fucked.
Jason,
I have a good
Wait,
hand
one doesn't
too.
know the rules.
we're checking it down all the way.
Oh, I am really sorry.
What do you?
You
have?
need to-
I actually
you
thought
need to call that and check that
it
down.
was like a suicide.
Wait, what do you have?
Hold on a second, hold on a second.
What do you guys have? You have to say it because we've been playing
I have
open-handed.
I have trip twos.
What do you have?
Jason, what do you have?
3-4.
3-4.
Well, that's it's better.
You have
Pardon?
to check the river.
We have to check river, right?
I'm
Yeah,
folding.
we're not raising anymore. Yeah.
All right.
Everyone else is dead anyway.
Yeah, but hold on. But if I fold, I have a middle straight draw. If a 6 hits, I should have won this hand. So then the winner has to give me.
Well,
the
then
full
call it
50.
down because I have a 7, but I don't want to call it, but now I have to.
Just
we-
fold. If you're
We ain't
gonna
calling
win,
shit.
I'm sorry, guys. My
Yeah, just settle it in the chat. You can be like, hey, I owe 200 more or something like that.
Settle it outside.
These special hands are more trouble than they're worth. They're
Luke's holding for a 7.
I'm holding for or a heart. I'll take a heart as well.
Ah,
oh well.
oh,
But that worked out as it should.
yeah. Except
yeah,
Except I donated an extra 200.
Luke lost $200.
Yeah, that's fucked.
You had a choice.
like you should probably have to give back. Jason should lose it. Maybe. Luke-
Jason should give everybody $500 for that.
I don't
take-
know, man. Coin is called with a 7 there, knowing that Spotted Boom had a deuce. I think he deserves to lose that.
I put in 200 to potentially win 1,000. I have 9 outs in the river. I had better than even odds. I win that 60%. Oh man.
You win that 60?
No, not 60%, but I had probably 60% above
Luke,
EV.
You're drawn to 2 outs there.
I'm drawing to
you're
2 outs.
no-
Any heart wins. Any heart wins.
Oh, I didn't see your heart draw. Right, so you got 11 outs. It's not 60%. You got 1 card to come. So
No,
you're
not
probably
60%, but like I
about
had
25%.
really good
Yeah.
odds. Yeah.
Yeah, good odds.
Are you running software there, Luke? Your numbers are quick.
quick and wrong.
His numbers are wrong.
Quick and awful. That's how you know it's not software.
Quick and wrong.
Tell your poker coach. That's it. You're fired.
Yeah, I need your book, Pete.
Am I allowed to ask for any advice? I do get out of tendies before the night is over, right?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. It
Slight
looks
odds on that 10Ds is pretty bad.
pretty bullish.
What's the ticker symbol for 10Ds?
Tend.
It's not even listed anywhere yet.
10.
It's not listed anywhere. It's
No.
Uniswap.
such a
Uniswap.
shit coin that's not listed
No, no,
anywhere.
no. It's on.
Yeah, it's on CoinGecko. It's on CoinGecko.
These NDs, they got the
Ugh.
They did $3 million in volume today. In Uniswap.
Crypto exchanges have been going downhill since Laszlo traded a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin. That was we need a return to the roots of pizza for crypto exchanges.
right.
You literally never used Uniswap before today. There's no way to set a limit order, right? Or is that what pool means?
No,
Basically.
pool is to give liquidity and you get paid interest on it.
I know. I'm kidding. I wish you could set limit orders and just be like, oh, sell at this price, please. The fuck is this trendy? Dave, what do you get me into, man?
I got you into this game. That should count for something.
I should have listened to you yesterday, Dave, when you told me about tendies.
See, you're not a real friend, Dave, or I'd be him.
I wasn't even gonna say that, Dave, but you know that 9 on the river, yeah, that was the second.
Oh shit! Sorry. Fuck, what am I called?
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth to last hand.
I can only play till 8 p.m. tonight. I know it's going to disappoint some of you like Peter, but that's all I got.
What's up?
I said, I can only play till 8 p.m. tonight. I said, I know it's going to disappoint.
I don't even know
some
what
of
that
you,
means.
Or 8 p.m. my time, 45 minutes.
I don't think he's
I need
talking.
to get a bit.
I don't think
I've
he's
actually
talking.
got to
about-
get a decent night's sleep tonight. I've got an early day tomorrow.
How do you get a decent night's sleep if you go to sleep at like 5 a.m.?
Yeah, right.
The
I
FC
actually believe Peter this time though, because usually he's like mixing drinks and stuff, right? I haven't seen any drinks.
No, but last week he
I've
was
had-
like, well, I'm early, and we played till like 3 a.m.
I had I've had 4 beers, 2 Pims and lemonade, and now I'm on a gin and tonic. Hey, do you remember? Were you there at the end?
What?
Did you play to the end with me and?
Last week?
Yeah.
No, that was Mike.
No, that was Mike. I had to leave a little bit. I left like maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes for you guys.
Peter, you left me sour last week. A couple of those calls.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm gonna message you by the way. In fairness, Spatter, we both rivered each other once.
No, you rivered me twice, and you called me on a bluff when you had like 3rd best pair. No reason calling.
I called you with a flush draw, straight draw, when you had ace king with no pair on the board, and I paired you off. I didn't make the flush or the straight.
Yeah, and you got a 6 on the river.
Dude, you made trips on a fucking river or something against me.
No, I know my beat was bad early on, but there was a couple bad calls that you made on me that put me on tilt. Yeah, so Peter, to confirm, it's net chips is definitely.
It doesn't that okay. So something went wrong last week then. Well, I'll message you. So
No, but at least we know now what's up.
well,
So that's the importance. So we had trouble figuring out the total amount that Peter won because he didn't put the final chip count in the.
yeah, but there's still something wrong there because based on that said I like left the table with like 2,300 chips. I didn't. I had like 5,000 or 6,000 because I finished you off. You had like 3,000, and I took most of Mike's.
No, it showed you finished at 6,200. That's what it showed you finished.
Is that what it was? 6,200.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I thought it was about that. I definitely wasn't in the 7.
Pete, you're already making enough. Are you trying to adjust your balances too, man?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I feel bad.
I'm kidding, dude.
These Epstein files have been released, and they are a little bit mental.
Are they?
Where's that?
How so?
So I'm on Cernovich's page because he's right in this. There's a lot of names which have been redacted.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where are the files from?
So I go to Cernovich because he follows it.
Oh, I see him right there.
But somebody's saying
It's on you, by the way.
there's something on there about like Epstein being on Pedo Island with 2 girls.
Anything new? Oh, right now?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
so
got released
these are the Ghislaine files that have just been
30 minutes
unsealed.
ago.
I voted a jack, low kicker.
Did?
Yeah, not worth it. Just bad position. Just low
There's another
kicker.
one here. It's like Ghislaine Maxwell directed you to go and have sex with redacted.
Yeah, it's all her fault.
Whose straddle is it?
Men who Ghislaine Maxwell directed Virginia Giuffre to engage in activities, according to a deposition, Alan Dershowitz, Glenn Dubin, Stefan Kaufman, Prince Andrew, Jean-Luc Brunel, Bill Richardson, Marvin Minsky. I think Prince Andrew's in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on, Peter?
All the Epstein files have been unsealed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think Dershowitz is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, wow.
Amy,
Come on.
All right.
He's like the main lawyer, right? But
yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna give you
he's the one who got Epstein off, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
lawyer? How could lawyers be in trouble? Lawyers are never in trouble.
because
It depends how he gets paid.
Oh, if he
He
was
got paid
diddling
with-
little girls,
My god.
Yeah. Eventually,
you
you
get in
get
trouble, right? Hopefully. Hopefully you get in trouble.
Guys, thank you very much for having me. I appreciated it.
Oh man.
Jason.
Best of luck with the tendies.
Thank you.
Yo, Jason, I'll reach out to you. We'll catch up soon.
Sounds good. Have a
Bye
good
bye.
night.
Later.
See you, man.
You lose, and you pay everyone else in tendies.
Dude, just go put $100 in tendies right now. You'll be even by tomorrow.
No, Dave was like, dude, put 50 each. No, 60.
I did not.
Guys, yesterday. Like, you kidding me? That's not bro power. I'm kidding.
Sour.
I told him to buy Ghost before McAfee, got behind it. He made some. I'm kidding.
Obviously.
Good night.
Later.
so many shitcoins.
It's just the shitcoin never ends.
It's the shitcoin waterfall.
I mean, you don't get any more shittier than that kind of coins, right?
Oh, I've got aces. Just kidding.
How many times have you said that?
Never. That means I might.
It was almost a family pot here.
It is a family pot, all right, except for Luke.
Luke.
A very very civilized game tonight.
It feels like it.
There's been no. Has there been any pots above $2,500-$3,000? I can't remember a big hand.
No one's really getting any hands.
That's the problem. No
I got
hands.
a lot of hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but
you're not,
yeah, but
you're not
no.
getting hands when other people are.
Yeah. I think the biggest hand was when I got the boat with the ace jack, and then I knocked out Jason and Dave. That was like
Not
3
that too.
Oh yeah, the 2. That was a good one too.
What are you guys' favorite hands to play? Favorite hand?
Aces.
Well, aces, you don't make that much money off of it, right? So what's like your
I
best
played
hand?
good though.
What's that?
I don't
For me,
know.
it's 10 jack suited.
I was gonna
That's
say
like
10-9. I love seeing 10 jack, 10-9. I love
10
those.
jack suited is just fun to play. Like you can pretty much like any kind of flop, it will hit you some way. And you're
I hate like a king jack. Like those ones drive me nuts.
yeah, they're tough.
You get sucked into bullshit.
I
Yeah.
know.
If a king hits, the ace king beats you.
Yeah.
Jack
You
hits, you don't know.
flop,
Like, what's
they could
going on.
easily
Yeah.
have it.
You need a straight to to ensure victory.
I'd say 10-9 suit is mine.
Wouldn't 10 jack be better than 10-9?
It is. I've won a bunch with 10-9 over the years, so it kind of has a little bit of a lucky vibe to it.
Got it.
The 10-9 would win this hand. 10 Jack wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's one more data point for you, Chris.
Fantastic.
I like small pocket pairs.
Really? Those are hard to play. You just have to hit a set to do anything with it.
No, yeah. Either you're playing that the other person missed the flop, or you're playing for a set.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Good forward, Ed. I was waiting for a bigger bet though.
That's a small pocket play.
That was set up like one of those ones where you give me a massive like river bet.
Yep.
No, X amp is
I'm not
moving.
even saying it, but like, I just to say it, but I definitely feel like the percentage of times that Peter's beaten Ed in pots is just ridiculous.
It's endless because Peter always thinks I'm stealing. You're one of these far right guys. He thinks because I'm Latino, I'm always still in the pot.
You're gonna pull the race card? That's great.
Oh yeah.
Well, Peter's been doing well against everyone, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
So fucking lucky. But no idea what I'm doing. It's like the first time I played poker.
I'm not even sure Peter's playing. I think he's just on video and he has some poker professional.
Poker
playing.
bot.
I've never
Poker
seen his
bot
hands. Never
There's a
seen
couple of hands that are up here doing it all.
Yeah. Sometimes you see him like with his hands up here, and then he's still like.
I told you I like low pocket pairs. I've got pair of threes here. Right after I said low pocket pairs.
Fuck! I was hoping you'd
Trip
bet it.
kings. Trip kings. There you go. See, easy to play. Easy.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you bet that there. You bet it up to 60 pre. I was hoping you had it.
Is that on a straddle?
That's a mischance. No, I think he was in the button.
Button.
No,
we're playing for more money, really, aren't we?
No, Luke had it in the big blind. I raised a little chunky pre-flop to 60. So that was yeah. You didn't need to re-raise me pre-flop.
We're essentially playing for 20% more money every hand compared to last week, right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. This will be a really high rollers game, hopefully in a year.
High stakes.
So it's just kind of annoying, isn't it? Because it was like it's kind of annoying knowing it's 1,000 chips is about $1,000. When it goes to like 15, say if it was 15,000, you can be like, oh.
Yeah, it would suck if Bitcoin hits like $20,000.
Yeah, that would.
What do you mean? It's going to be awesome. This game's going to be crazy.
You know, we're going to look back at this game, guys. Like, imagine 5 years from now looking at this game and we're going to be like, oh my, I can't believe I re-raised with garbage for like $100,000.
You're going to be like, fuck, we bought Pete a boat.
More like an airplane.
Yeah, more like an airplane. You've already got a boat. There's a cheap boat.
I'll christen it.
We got Pete a Lambo.
We didn't get you a mega yacht, but
I do want a. God, I want a Lambo.
Really? They look so uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, I don't know about a Lambo.
I have no desire.
If you lived in Bedford,
that's like all those people that bought like the first model of the Tesla. They could have just put it in Tesla stock and made like $1 million.
I don't even want to think about if I would have bought Tesla stock.
Why not both? I did both.
Even better.
Charlie, you sold your Tesla stock too soon.
I definitely did. Not all the time for sure. I got my Tesla in 2000 and was it 12? 2000 must have been 2012, yeah.
You said you bought for 1,000 Bitcoins, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something
and then
like that.
I bought Tesla stock when it was $30.
Oh, that's awesome.
So 1,000 Bitcoins? Holy shit.
That's some crypto gains right there.
That's a Lambo.
That's some shitcoin gains.
Charlie, do you want to fund my film? I need. You won't make any returns on it, and you'll probably lose your money.
Sounds good.
But you get your name as an executive producer.
And he'll probably buy a Lambo.
Must be a documentary.
I think it's award-winning.
It's a low volatility investment. That's good.
I'm already an
predictable.
executive producer for a movie, so I don't need that title.
Yeah, but this one's going to win an Oscar.
Sure. That's what they said last time. Didn't win an Oscar.
Yeah, because it's not my film.
You're doing a documentary on Bitcoin? What is it on?
I'm still thinking about it, but I'm actually working on a screenplay for a short. So, fingers crossed.
All right, Luke, you don't have shit.
Oh, send me a message. I might be able to help out.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll see. We can't. There's no filming at the moment.
Ed, I thought you'd back that up with a bet on the river.
I thought he would too. I was gonna have to fold.
I have
Some
to,
conviction.
like if I'm betting that river and I get called, I'm probably usually beat.
Yeah, with the king.
Like, or like Queen Jack. I don't know. Maybe I could have bet it.
I like no, I wouldn't bet it either, but I'm
I
just
don't know if
saying.
Luke. I don't what Luke's gonna call me with like third or fourth pair, right?
I'd probably call there with a king jack. King 10, I'm probably beat.
Yeah.
Third and fourth pair. Get the hell out of here.
My ace is good here.
Oh man.
It took me a second to hear that. So that inverse ample coin's actually mooning right now.
Inverse ample coin?
Or not inverse. It's like it's called X amp. I don't even think they claim to be inverse. It's just like anti ample. Basically, you buy it if you don't like ample. It's like the investment thesis, I guess. I don't think there's too
So
much
what if
more
you
to
bought
it.
both ample and X ample? Are you up or down?
I'm gonna wager you're gonna end up down.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, I think X amp is up like 50% in the past like 30 minutes if this chart's right.
But it's like if you buy the levered long and the levered short ETFs or tokens, like bull and bear on FTX, you will lose all of your money over time. That's how they
for
work.
sure. But this is not the regular stock exchange.
Wait! You lose all your money in like the fees and the
crypto.
rebalancing and everything.
More rebound. Was it like drag when they rebalance or what?
Track.
Yeah. They most of those things do something like a daily rebalancing. So by definition, they're buying high, selling low. So every time it goes up, they have to buy. Every time it goes down, they have to sell. So the more the thing moves around, the more they lose money.
Yeah, it's like buying.
I am laying
that's
down
why
a
Binance
big hand
stopped them?
here, big fold. Not
Kind
really
of.
for the flop, but
Blow your mind. There's a something higher than X amp.
oh,
Ample 10.
got me to. I folded pocket queens to you.
There's
Folded
ample
pocket-
tendies.
Oh, queen.
Because he re-raised pre-flop. What am I hoping he has at that point?
Was there something bigger than a queen out there?
King.
Okay.
Hold on.
So if he re-raises pre-flop, what am I hoping he's re-raising with?
Dave, where are
Ed raises with all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, but I don't know, re-raises.
where's the ample tendies? What's the
Oh,
ticker?
tendies.
I just shared it in the chat.
Is it
A 10.
AMP10?
Like this is what's so crazy is like I literally haven't
I'm gonna
had these
buy
types
some.
of conversations since like 17. Like it's just so fucking
You haven't had what?
conversations like about like tendies and this coin is going up. It went up 100% in the last 30 minutes. It's like I gotta buy like
Oh
the
yeah.
three-
All the fucking back of the napkin DeFi ideas are starting to fucking spread up right now, right? That's how we know we're in a bubble. I talked to a couple of attorneys. They're like they've seen a lot of fucking garbage shit come across their desk lately.
A10.
The difference is though, I think some of the violations that are like in the ICO bubble and everything was like SEC violations, right? Now I think a lot of the shit's gonna be like FinCEN violations. Correct?
What kind of violations?
FinCEN?
Oh, FinCEN.
Yeah.
Is that worse or better than SEC violations?
That's like
That's
pound your
worse.
ass.
It's a lot
Go to
worse.
jail- Go to jail violations.
Yeah, SEC often does slaps on the wrist. You
Yeah.
mess with money laundering type stuff, Treasury Department, DOJ, that's jail for 10 years kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we haven't. Yeah, that's gonna be that bubble when it busts. It's gonna be interesting.
It is pretty amazing. Actually, so I have no special insight on this. I have a hypothesis that the reason some of the biggest exchanges that are major money laundering conduits are still up and running is because they just made a deal with the DOJ, that they're a honeypot for mob, mafia, terrorists.
Which exchanges do you have in
Interesting
mind?
theory, which is totally believable.
I'm
Which
avoiding
exchanges are you
naming
referring
any.
to?
I'm avoiding naming
But
any.
you got, are they in the U.S.? Are they in the U.S. or
No, non-U.S.
yeah.
Non-U.S. But they're under active criminal investigation by the DOJ and Treasury Department. Like that's public, and that was like 18 months ago. And we know there've been billions of dollars of at least unreported money flowing through them. Like they're on the top 10 list of all money laundering conduits globally. Like that's stuff the DOJ takes super seriously. And it would have been an open and shut case. So I think the only reason they're still running, it's just my guess, is that they made a deal and they just turned over all the data and they're still running. Like what was it? Was it the Dutch? One of the Silk Road clones got taken over.
Yeah, doing that with the dark markets, right? That's right.
Yeah. And they basically the FBI of one of the European countries took over one of the darknet markets and kept running it for like 4 months. So if you were a user, you had no idea anything was amiss, and they were running it as a honeypot just to keep kind of catching drug dealers.
Yeah,
so here it's much bigger targets. They're going after, drug and crime syndicates running billions of dollars. That's the only explanation I have as to why we haven't seen more action. So I might be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, on the exchange level, I can get that. And as far as DeFi goes, like.
No, DeFi is a different thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if DOJ, Treasury are super focused on like more complex laundering through coins. I mean, with some of the exchanges we're talking about, it's literally just they have a fiat on ramp convert into. It's basically fiat on ramp here, fiat off ramp here, simple money laundering conduit for fiat. DeFi, I mean, DeFi is not being used at that scale yet. Like no one's laundering billions of dollars through DeFi yet, at least.
Is that what your movie's about, Pete?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
If that were true, I don't think you would have. You'd be so focused on the chip count.
Chip count.
I don't think I've won a hand in 2 hours.
I don't think you won a hand in 2 months. Sorry, I just teasing you, mate.
No worries. Last time we played, I ended the night down, but 2 weeks ago I was on and did pretty well. And today I haven't rebought. I'm just sitting.
I was
on
gonna say, how
chips,
have you not won a hand? You're up.
Well, no. So in the very beginning, so I did buy rebuy 125 chips when Peter asked me to.
Okay.
So I am down a tiny bit, but no, I won like one hand at the beginning for 500 chips. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Oh no, it's not on me.
It's on Peter, yeah.
On Peter.
Shit, sorry, I didn't even see my fucking hand.
Are you digging through those papers?
He's laundering money.
Yeah, look at him.
I've got the 2-screen setup now because like trying to have everything on your laptop screen.
Yeah.
is a nightmare,
Yeah,
but
poker
then
here, money laundering here.
No, poker coach here.
So I have this topic about money laundering. I've been talking about publicly, and I want to get your take on it. So money laundering, obviously, by today's laws, is illegal, and you can go to jail. It's criminal and all that stuff. But I'm trying to make the point that I don't think money laundering should be penalized. Rather, the root illegal activity itself is what should be prosecuted for, and people should be prosecuted for that criminal activity, whatever the root activity is, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's criminal whatever profits or business or racketeering or whatever. But money laundering is a movement of money after the original criminal act. And I think it's just a cheap way for prosecutors to try to catch people and not a real
It's an easy way for them to do it. Yeah.
That's kind of like if you murdered someone, though, and I help you get away with it. Like, should it be illegal for me to help you get away with murder? I don't know.
Well, okay, hold on a second. There's a difference. There's a difference because if you're helping someone with the act of committing the crime, or getting away with it, or lying, under perjury, under oath, that's perjury. So there are laws for that.
Sure.
So all the laws are different. So I don't want to compare law A versus law B.
Oh, that's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
I think my point is for money laundering, it's like, and the reason I'm trying to make this point is because the money laundering laws are very vague, and normal people who are not criminals, who did not conduct criminal activity, can be caught in the net of money laundering because we're doing things like, if we deposit $12,000 of cash without declaring.
I see what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's selective. It's a selective. What do you call it? Selective enforcement, right? And they don't like if I deposit $12,000 of cash 5 times a week because I won money at a poker game. That's legitimate, and I pay my taxes. Let's say, but
I see.
At the same time, if I were a drug user, a drug dealer, whatever, and I deposit $12,000 of cash 5 times a week, then they'll charge me for the drug, and then they'll charge me for the drug dealing stuff, and then they charge me more for the money laundering, and then lay down the sentence on me, and I think that's hugely unfair.
Yep. I think one of the reasons they do it, like 2 reasons. One, it's a way of roping in a lot of large institutions as kind of surveillance on crime, which whether you like it or not is how a lot of criminals get nabbed. So in other words, it's just effective. And then the other is, if someone can commit a crime and get a ton of money for it, it's hard for criminal penalties to be harsh enough. So if I can make $1 billion, right, with some kind of theft, and then I'm able to move that money and give it to friends, family, charities I like, right, you kind of need a whole apparatus to prevent that. Otherwise, there's no jail sentence long enough, right? There's a lot of people.
You could still have. So back to your point, Ari, you can still. The criminal can still get the money without a money laundering law, right? I think it's just it's a cheap slap. I think basically the point is money laundering laws are for the old days, you know, when law enforcement and prosecutors are getting lazy and couldn't do their job without that law.
Look at how effective those laws are. So think about this. Every time you've ever used your credit card, you give it to a waiter or waitress, you give it to a store clerk, they could commit credit card fraud. Everyone you've ever written a check to could literally write a check out of your account. Why don't people do that more often?
That's not money laundering law. That's not what it catches. If you impersonate...
But what I'm saying is...
You're telling me there's no other law that can catch the native crime itself of a waiter stealing to use my credit card other than money laundering? I don't agree with that.
So laws don't catch laws, whether it is you're going to try to prosecute if you have evidence. What I'm saying is the AML KYC laws are why and how those people get caught, because you have a whole apparatus, right? So if someone like, I'm not worried about my employees stealing fiat from our firm, because they're not going to try, because they know they're going to get caught, because they know that every bank is going to have to do AML KYC, that the fiat's traceable. I'm terrified of crypto being stolen, right? Because it gets pseudo-anonymized very easily. The point is, the fact that you have the whole banking apparatus basically is surveillance arm for the state is the only thing that prevents constant theft of fiat. Like literally every time you've ever written a personal check, your bank account could be drained. Literally the only info someone needs to drain your bank account is your account and routing number, right? It's a crazy system. Same with credit cards, right? Everyone you've ever handed your credit card to can just charge your card. They don't, because of the transparency in the banking system. I'm not saying that's great. I'm just saying like we need to replace it with something really, really radically different and more secure. And it has been effective at discouraging those kind of crimes. People don't steal fiat much of the time because they know they can't spend it. They know they couldn't get away with it. Yeah, maybe I could do a fraudulent wire transfer and get a couple $1 million to some bank in Estonia. But if I know that money's going to be traced back to me, if I know I can never in any way get it out, you don't bother stealing it.
Yeah, you didn't see no Twitter fiat scam.
Yeah.
That's because they knew like everything's.
I'm not really defending it, Bobby. I'm just saying that it has served a critical. It's so easy to steal fiat. It's a joke. Like our banking system's a joke, and how easy it is to steal money from someone's checking account. The thing that prevents it is not. It's that whole banking surveillance state, basically. We could replace it with secure banking. We could, like, it's crazy to me that, like, what checking accounts, the fact that when you write a check, you're revealing all of the information. You're revealing basically your private key. Whenever you give someone a check, same with your credit card. Whenever you hand a credit card to a waiter, you're revealing your private key. It's crazy. We could be using asymmetric type technology. Like,
but that, I don't think, again, so I agree with your point, but I don't, money laundering, do you think it should go away? Do you think, like, if I were a legislator, I would make a motion to get rid of it?
I'm saying if that's the only change you made, you'd see a massive rise in basic banking fraud, credit card fraud, wire scams the next day. You'd see a massive increase in that. You would need to do a lot of other things at the same time. Right? I mean, like, think about every company on the planet where there's multiple people who have check signing authority from the corporate bank account, right? Yeah. Like, you in a normal business, you have 3 or 4, Amazon, right? There's probably a few people who can sign checks from that bank account. How else would you do it, right? You couldn't have it be just Bezos because he's maybe an exception. I don't know how big of a stakeholder he is, but most CEOs only own 2, 5, 10% of their company's equity. How are you going to let one person have check signing authority? if they can just transfer the money to a bank, disappear into the Bahamas with all of the money of Apple, or all, like, what if Microsoft CEO could just loot the company by writing himself a check?
I think you and I might have a different understanding of money laundering. I'm talking about the other kind of money laundering, where the movement of money itself and not the misuse of money. Right.
No, I understand the distinction you're drawing. What I'm saying is it's the money laundering laws that create this infrastructure to catch the person. That's what makes it basically impossible for the person to get away with that earlier crime. So that person at Microsoft, I get the crime is that they stole from Microsoft, not the money laundering. But making money laundering a crime and requiring affirmative action on the part of every financial institution to prevent it is how you prevent that Microsoft CEO from getting away with this crime.
That I disagree with. If there is a crime, if there is law in the books that says you cannot, misuse company funds or whatever, then that can be prosecuted, and you don't need money laundering laws. Again, I'm not an expert.
It can be prosecuted, but how do you
to debate with you?
No, it can be prosecuted. I'm saying, how do you get the money back? So
the laws can have the penalties, right?
No, but literally, but so the law might say you get, look with crypto. If a judge says we're going to seize all your crypto, Bobby, you would say they can try, but they don't have the private key, right? And assuming it's they're probably not, if it's the U.S., they're not going to torture you, so they can prosecute you, but they can't get the crypto back if it's stored with a password in your head.
With money laundering law, that's the same case. I don't think your argument there helps this debate.
No, what I'm saying is that with fiat, you almost never get away with theft of fiat if you're caught. So with crypto, if you're caught stealing $100 million of crypto, doesn't mean you have to give it back. Doesn't mean
okay. So my original point has nothing to do with crypto or fiat.
My
original point is about, should there be laws on the book that prosecute against money laundering? And money laundering is a notion of like for example, one
I'm surprised you didn't bet that queen.
I was at the airport and had to get out.
Chance.
I took $800 from the ATM. It spit out for me in $20 bills. So it's like 40 bills of 20.
I thought you had the ace.
$800.
We'll talk it after.
Yeah. And I had to. I went to these different counters, these different coffee stops, stores, and said, "Hey, can you change it into a $100 bill? That way I don't have to carry all this stack of bill." And some allowed me, and some don't allow me. But the point is, technically, what I did was money laundering because I was changing small bills to larger bills. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. If you didn't have a motive to commit, so that's not a crime. Just changing the bills is not a crime, unless you're trying to avoid some kind of reporting or taxes.
But that's subjective.
Yeah.
Right. What you said there is subjective. That's my point, right? I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen, but if a prosecutor wants to get me and they have video of me changing these small bills into large bills, and they really are out to get me, they could.
Well, it would come before a jury. I'm not defending the status quo.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad stuff. The current laws are a problem. I'm not defending that. And innocent people do get occasionally prosecuted for things like tax structuring, or deposit structuring into bank accounts, like your $12,000 example. It is a problem. I don't disagree.
Yeah. So yeah, structuring, that's part of money laundering. And I look at that and I'm like, dude, that really sucks.
Yeah. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying the alternative is not easy. It's you go after the infrastructure when it's too hard to catch. This is the best analogy I can think of. We don't let people build personal nuclear bombs or hold bioterrorist weapons, even though the real crime is using them. And you'd say, why don't we just let everyone develop whatever bioweapons they want and then penalize them if they use them? And the answer is because if they use them, it's too late, right? If someone kills 10 million people, who cares if we can prosecute them or not? They killed 10 million people. It's too late, right? We can't undo the damage. We can't. So it's a little bit like that. So we go after the infrastructure. We make it illegal to provide chemicals or materials that would allow someone to develop a bioweapon.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a debate with this is a debate for a surveillance state, or the argument for a surveillance state, that in a world where one crazy person could potentially develop a bioweapon that can wipe out 500 million, can we give people that chance? And I don't know. I'm pretty pro liberty, pro freedom. I'm not advocating a fascist state. To me, it's like it's a existential challenge. As humanity's gone, basically every 500,000 years, one person has developed the ability to kill 10x more people. Right, 3,000 years ago, one warrior could kill 100 people, maybe. Right now, you get one nut job with access to a bioweapon, and they can kill 10 million. So what good is punishing them after the fact? What good is putting someone to death or life in prison after they've done that? Who cares? It's clearly not a deterrent for suicide bombers.
Sure.
Get some water.
So guys, I'm gonna boogie in 15 minutes at the top of the hour. You guys, of course, can keep playing and do your thing. But whoever is gonna keep playing, before you finish up, just save the Zoom chat and send it to me after. Okay?
How do you say? Who's going to save the Zoom chat? Who is responsible for doing that?
Chris, I can do that for you, but I probably won't play too much later than that. I have a flight to catch at midnight.
That's what I'm saying. So whoever stays to the end,
I got it.
If you click more and chat, then there's a button there, the 3 dots. You click that and click save chat. Okay, and as a double measure, just put your finishing stack and any rebuys into the Telegram group that we all share. Okay, guys?
Yeah, I know that when Zoom crashes, it wipes out the chat if I log in again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I periodically pull it. Like I save it throughout the game, just in case.
Early night Luke, on that hand, Luke, that hand. So I kind of called when you bet the thing. I thought you probably got the ace, and I called it anyway. When the second one came, I thought, oh, you've definitely got it. You checked me. I thought you checked into it.
Yeah,
you motherfucker. That's why I checked it.
Well, there's just I couldn't think of a hand that you're calling my flop bet with other than an ace. So it's like I think even if I bet on the river, you're just pissed.
It was a bad call actually.
I was counting on you to fold it, David.
I was just calling loose because it was you.
Yeah. Especially since I had a club, because that wipes away the chance or lower chance that you then have a flush draw. Like maybe you call that with 2 clubs, but like I had the king of clubs, so you aren't too excited to call that. I don't know. We got to the river. It's like I imagine you call me there with like an ace 5, and you're pissed about it, but you still call. So I don't. I like value own myself if I bet.
There isn't like total normal like thinking when I'm betting against you, because there's a little bit of like I just want to fuck with you.
Exactly.
Ed, you're up.
That's the whole reason if I have a marginal hand, I'll check it down.
Raises. Well, it's just you and Pete. Oh, action.
Ooh.
Oh, Ed, shove that all day.
Just go all in.
Oh, he did it!
Oh, baby!
Oh, fuck! Nasty!
Oh my god, dude!
Sorry, that's so you and me, Ed. That's so fucking typical.
No wonder why Peter's like, you're up, Ed.
How much of a kickback do you give Chris for this shit?
Honestly,
that is that's hilarious.
I didn't see that all in coming.
I thought he was trolling.
That's okay.
All the money would have gotten in anyways. The ace came out.
Yeah.
That is, you gotta laugh at. That is fucking typical.
That's all right.
Whatever.
Blind versus blind, ace king versus aces.
Typical on a Thursday for Ed.
That's right. Wednesday it would have been reversed. You see, I really am.
Peter's probably kicking himself when everyone's folding to his aces on the blind.
I know.
Ed almost folded too if he hadn't gotten a nudge.
I never won at this game.
Well, only Peter wins at this game, so that makes about 7 of us.
Pretty much.
Hey, do me a favor, throw that into the chat, the rebuy.
I forgot to do that. Thank you.
Chris, wouldn't it be easier if we just put it in the Telegram chat? So we don't have to copy from here.
Well, I just download the file here. It's pretty easy. And there's just like
Yeah.
a bunch of people in that chat now too. It's not all the same.
That's true.
You know.
I actually think this Roger Ver discussion with Pomp will be kind of interesting tomorrow.
Oh
boy.
Wow.
man, so close.
I don't know, man.
I'm not
gonna
sure.
ask him any tough questions, so
I'm not sure how much Pomp knows the deep detail. Do you know what I mean, Charlie?
Yeah, I don't think he can grill like Roger
Yeah.
enough.
I don't think he's got in the weeds of it.
He's
so
not. Yeah, I don't think so either. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll all be watching.
I
They're
mean,
doing
but
it live too.
the thing with Roger is it's just gonna be the same thing as every single like interview he does, right?
I got into
Like Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, he got into Bitcoin early.
I'm
He
one of the
invested
biggest
first investor into Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is more like Bitcoin than Bitcoin is, and Bitcoin fees are high, and it's
got co-opted.
not real money. It's only a store value, not a means of exchange. And
Yeah.
you can just go on and on.
I've
Yeah, it's the same one.
Hey, Roger.
I've heard all this,
Roger,
but
why don't you pull off your mask?
I've heard all this. I think, like, sometimes I think he's a little bit more reflective, though, than, like, Craig. You know, I just find Roger more interesting to listen to than Craig Wright, so I think sometimes he's like...
That's pretty low bar, right?
No,
I was about to say, what is that?
Well,
tell you?
obviously, but I'm saying sometimes he kind of admits, like, you know, things he wish he could change, and I don't know, if Pomp doesn't come at him hard, it's nice if he kind of opens up in some spots like that. We'll see. You fucking kidding me? 4-3. I thought you got me there with a 3, Ed.
I did.
4-3. 4-3. That's a little different.
A 3 would have won it.
Oh my gosh! So you know who, Dave? You just said there was ample tendies just created. I'm
Yeah.
gonna one up you. Anti-ample tendies were actually just created, and they're already actually doing quite well.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Pace of
dude.
innovation. Unbelievable.
Is it called X Attend?
XAMPT. So it's yeah.
Exempt?
Now it's more ample than it is tendy. So the ticker,
man,
the ticker is
it's
also
like repeating it. It's
morphing.
repeating. All right.
and they're all doing really well too.
It's a sign.
Data point, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
The bull market.
It either means we're going to go up really high or we're going to crash really hard. It's one or the other.
We're going to go up really high. There's no new money that's come in yet. The new money has to come in first.
Where is it coming in from?
I can't say there's no new money, but I think there's going to be new money that comes
I
in.
think there's institutional money going to come in that didn't.
Because from where though? Like, what's changed in 2017?
Let me tell you an interesting story. So I was going to buy some gold about a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I signaled on it, and I created my account, and then I went to buy it, and then I had to get it transferred from bank account to bank account, and then there was a fee on it, but there was also an exchange rate fee because I had to buy in dollars, had to send pound, and in the end, I ended up just buying Bitcoin, right?
You were going to buy physical gold?
I was going to buy physical gold, have it delivered, and I still want some. I think there's a logical argument. If you're into Bitcoin, there is a logical argument to still have some gold as well. I think they both do the same thing in different ways in different scenarios.
Agreed.
But I don't think it's 100%. But like these morons who just go on Twitter and say like, "Oh, it's boomer rocks or whatever," I just think it's such a weak argument. I think that, and so I wanted some, but it just became a pain. So I bought some Bitcoin, and I ended up making more money on it. But I did want some gold, but I just think there's people being aware of the two of them.
But Peter, 90 probably like 99% of people who want to buy gold would just buy the gold ETF. All right.
Sure, and I didn't want to do that. Like I got offered that and just didn't want to do it.
So that's one thing where Bitcoin, where gold is better, right? It has the ETF or has quite a few ETFs where you can easily get exposure to the gold asset class.
But I think
it's Bitcoin.
I think it's far easier to get access to the physical Bitcoin than the physical gold. I think that's the trade-off. But
yes, but it's hard for a normal person to store the Bitcoin. All right. So if they have physical gold, they can put it in the bank safe or put it under their mattress or whatever. But with Bitcoin, they just have no clue. So it's actually harder.
But I think
what
will drive a lot of this is like some decent, like if we can get above like that 14, 15 and stay above there, and it starts going in the press, it's like people are buying Bitcoin instead of gold. I know my Facebook, I'll get people messaging me or getting texts and shit. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that could happen for Bitcoin right now is a universal swap by all exchanges to pricing sats.
That's not going to happen though.
Why would they
do
that?
But it would change everything.
Why?
Because it's
not
not even just
psychological thing.
There's that psychological aversion to something that costs 10, 15,000, even though they can get it, they can buy a fraction. It's
definitely a psychological thing.
It's too expensive, blah blah blah.
So Charlie's earlier point, that's why we have the ballet wallet. You can put this and store it in your mattress, right? So, to emulate physical gold.
Bobby, I actually forgot I have one of these.
Chris, is Bobby paying sponsorship for Bali ads?
Should be.
We're getting about 4 a week now.
I just gave out some money. Did someone here take it?
No, someone in the chat couldn't. They said they'll get it on the replay.
I think Sats makes me think of like Zimbabwe dollars though. If it's like, oh, I want to buy this car and it's going to be 200 million Sats.
Well, it won't be.
I feel like I'm buying with Zimbabwe dollars.
I know what you're saying, but I think everyone get used to it very quickly, and that psychological.
I think that'll be important to
people. 6 years ago at BTC China, I tried to lead an effort to get all the exchanges to go to millibits or MBTC,
which is like the bits movement.
And that's the anyway. So it was just impossible to get consensus. Like globally, all the exchanges, maybe a lot of them agree with you, but you can't force everyone to do it. That's the whole notion of decentralized. So there isn't like a Bitcoin IETF that says starting from so and so date, all Bitcoin units are now Sats, or all Bitcoin units are now bits or MBTC. It's just not possible, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can't even get all exchanges to agree on the same ticker symbol.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
There's
XBT.
Yeah, XBT, BTC, and then all the other like Bcash has like 3 different ticker symbols.
Bcash has so many.
Yeah.
It's still called BCH ABC on TradingView on some tickers.
Yeah.
All right,
guys.
help
when they split into SV also, so not like BCH.
I gotta play to my blind.
Yeah, that was I'm gonna go on the after the button. I'm done.
I'm done as well. I just posted my final chip count. I'm falling asleep here.
What is it there already?
Peter's like, you're falling asleep.
It's it's not that I can't complain, but I've been in real life. I've been waking up pretty early. I've been getting up at like 6:30 every day, with a little not with the sunrise, but I don't know. I'm sure I don't have as good excuses as you do, Peter. For being tired, I mean.
Ari, you're leaving?
Oh, did you just get here?
Yeah.
You can take my seat.
I might have to leave as well.
I kept it warm for you. All right, I'm heading out. Thanks, guys.
See you, Ari.
Later, Ari.
I'm playing for 1 more hour.
1 more hour or 1 more hand?
1 more hour.
Huh.
Same guy who said he was only going to play for 2 hours last week.
I know, till 3 a.m.
But you did kill that interview. I was a little bit concerned.
Somebody's listened to it.
Yeah.
What did you think? Like fair? Like you can any criticism? I don't care.
No, it's very fair. I mean, like obviously as a team we talked about it. Everyone thought you did like a pretty fair, good job. Like highlighted the things like necessary. Didn't really like beat around the bush. I mean, you know, from our perspective, right? Like as a media company, like I didn't talk about it too much because I didn't want to put you on the spot, but like obviously whenever you interview a high profile person, there are a lot of like asks that say their PR team or media team or whomever it might be, you know, they ask for concessions, right? Like guarantees around certain subjects. But it definitely at least wasn't clear from.
And everyone gets so like, I would never give Brian anything anyone else didn't have. Every single interview has same 2 rules. You don't get the questions in advance.
Right.
If you want topics, so you can prepare, you can have topics, but you can't have questions because questions come out of the interview.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, like if I was going to interview Charlie and he wanted questions, he wouldn't have it, but he had topics. I'd be like, okay, let's talk about is Litecoin silver to Bitcoin's gold? What like that's like a topic I'll go into. I want to probably talk about like Litecoin's value proposition compared to Bitcoin. Like I'll give topics, right? I gave a question at the start. And also during an interview, every single guest has the option to say, I can't answer that. And then I'll cut the question and the fact that I asked it, because sometimes you get into legal technicalities.
Right.
But every guest gets that. But no, like he was like open. Every topic I sent in advance, they wanted it. They said they would do it. And I was just saying before you got on, I got a lot of criticism for not doing shitcoins with him, but I thought there was no debate in shitcoins because it doesn't matter what I say, he's not going to change.
Wow.
I get 1 plus.
Again.
Wow.
Hey, Chris, can you send me the link?
Peter.
Sure.
Peter, he should have done that interview like years ago. I mean.
What, the Brian one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have given me years ago. He probably didn't know who I was.
A couple years ago, I think he should have done it. Remember, like I reached out to him.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't that was last year.
Was it last year?
I would say that was within a year. I'm glad it happened now because I think I was better prepared to do it now. I don't think I would have done the right job.
Did you ask him about IPO?
I did, and he said he can't discuss rumor, which I kind of expected him to say.
Yeah, of course.
And I nearly took it out.
He's not going to tell you we're going to IPO like in a month.
And I nearly took it out, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just leave it in. Let's leave it in and just like allow people to know that you can't discuss rumors.
Yep.
All right, guys, I got to run.
Later,
I
Ed.
lost. I'm a loser again this week.
Later, Ed.
See you all next time.
Yeah,
See ya, Ed.
Yeah.
Put your final trip count in the.
I put it in the Telegram. I'll stick it in here.
What's happening here in this hand?
Ed farming was pretty good, I guess.
It's pretty light today, man. It wasn't like some serious head farming like we've had in the past.
That's an improvement.
Peter checks, calls.
Hey, Chris, sorry, are you sending me the game details?
Yeah, I sent it via email. You have it.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Oh. Damn. If I'd have made my flush there, fuck, you two would have
I
been in
thought
trouble.
someone was on a flush draw. I thought, Dave, there's a chance you had king queen or trips, I guess. Ace King, I guess.
Who's sticking around? What's the plan? Just so I know who should take lead.
I'm actually
Seems
probably
like
gonna hop
we're
off.
leaving, so we're not gonna have enough for a game.
Yeah, I need to catch a flight.
You're flying
Where are you
again.
flying to?
I'm flying home again. My buddy's getting married, and so he's doing a bachelor party in our hometown. We're all playing golf tomorrow. Back in Indiana.
Where in Indiana?
Is this a COVID bachelor party?
Yeah, basically, man. Like anyone who's in town is gonna go play golf. That's all you can really do right now. A little bit north of Indianapolis, Fishers, Hamilton County.
I like Indianapolis.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna boogie. Like I said, if someone can just download the chat, the last person here in Zoom, and then if you rebuy in your final chips, just put in the Telegram group. Okay.
Sounds good.
Later, Chris.
Good game, guys. See ya.
Later, Chris.
Later.
I
Bye.
will play into my blind as well. I'll play into my button.
Peter, I'm gonna put you as the admin on the Zoom. Okay.
Just me and you again, Bobby.
I know. Family pot.
What's up with everyone leaving early this week?
Not early. It's like 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, it's just not an extended game, I guess.
Yeah.
Good hand.
Thank you.
I almost had a straight. Almost had a full house if it were a different flop. All right.
Too bad we're not playing horseshoes or grenades.
What's that?
You know, there's a saying, all right? Almost doesn't count unless
Oh.
you're playing horseshoes or grenades.
All right. I'll raise it up.
Here, what's going on tomorrow? Any big interviews?
Huh?
What's going on tomorrow?
Stephanie Kelton. She's the MMT. She's wrote the book about MMT.
Is she? Huh.
It's an interesting one. Got a bit out of my depth towards the end, so like said, look, she's an economics professor.
Yeah.
But I thought I held my like afterwards. I reflected on it. I was like, no, I just need to be more forceful, not like nervous that I'm wrong. Just be more forceful. I think her arguments were weak, and I think I had her.
She's pro MMT.
You had her.
Yeah.
On...
Like she made this point about savings being like a leak and like bad for the economy because capitalism requires people to spend.
Consumption.
And I was like, well, yeah, but like when people are saving, they're spending less, so that like increases the value of the dollar. And she was like, no, it doesn't. I was like, well, so my only comparison is to Bitcoin, but if more people hold and less people are spending, there's less circulating supply, which means the price goes up. She disagreed with me, and I was like, I should have just been more forceful.
Happened.
It was tricky.
How many episodes do you release a week now?
Hold on.
Got nothing. Not even nice.
I did have the straight. I had 2 pair. There,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was waiting for an 8 or nothing.
I do 2 a week every now and again, a bonus, and I do 1 Defiance show a week.
Nice. That's a lot.
And I might be about to do 1 mini show every week with Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something in the works.
Little
Whoa,
idea.
whoa, whoa.
Luke's good.
Wait, I just timed out of the game. Am I still here?
Oh.
Oh gosh, you can see my cards in the stream here. We're gonna call anyways.
I can't see your cards. I'm not looking.
You can see the one was red. That's about it.
I'm not looking.
It's a lot of
What
info.
suit was it? Red as hearts?
He's not got top there.
I'm gonna kill the stream anyways because we're all almost done